Hey, there we go. Welcome to another episode of Heavy Metallurgy. I guess, Alan, we should start counting these so we sound a little more impressive as we get going on here for a while.
We can do episode numbers if we have to. Not a problem.
Can you please do them in Roman numerals, starting with my show?
We'll do like the Roadrunner catalog and start with an insanely high number and just work our way backwards.
Alan, I'm only talking Road Racer. Don't fucking start with that.
I'm more of a Road Racer guy too. But...
Tomato, it's all the same parent.
Although I love a good Nickelback album on occasion. If it's we're talking Roadrunner, but you know.
Are they on that label?
Yeah.
I just fell in love with them a little bit more.
Yeah.
We have to as
the band
Canadians.
or both?
Well, no, definitely the band. But as a Canadian, I have to support them, because they yearn. There's a lot of yearning on those albums, and I'm all about it. Pining and yearning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are very pleased this evening to have finally secured the BBQtioner. He has been elusive in his seventh layer of hell, swirling around, doing mysterious things for the devil, and here he is finally nailed down on an evening. And we're thrilled to have you. And I'm going to start off, I'm going to say this numerous times, Chromium Dioxide. Look it up on YouTube. And in fact, it's linked in the description of this video. Go subscribe because he's doing wonderful things there. And it's one of the best channels on YouTube. Not saying that because he's here. I'm saying it because it's true. And go check out his channel.
Yes, if you're a child of the 80s and you like to laugh, go check out his channel. You will have a riot of a time.
Well, guys, come on now. Are you trying to make me cry already? It's just I'm only one drink in.
We're being nice now so we can tear apart your picks later and not feel bad about ourselves.
And I am going to be... Look at Patrick's here. Hi, Patrick.
Hey, Pat. Aren't you supposed to be packing, Pat? Maybe he's boxing things up.
It's going to take him a year to pack all those records and tapes.
I do not envy you that move, Pat. It's all for the good, but yeah, there's going to be some legwork put in there to get all that stuff moved down south.
That's what I love about Patrick, and a lot of these folks that are on here, like lovers of stuff. That's the best thing I can describe it as.
And arts and crafts.
Listen.
I think the metalheads are a very artsy, craftsy bunch. Whether you're sewing things on a vest, or building a diorama, or dyeing a piece of garment because it fits you just right, and you don't want to go buy another one.
Mom, I'm all out of Pearl Gray. Right? That's the worst thing my mother had to deal with. Right? It's difficult though to be bogged down with all this physical media. Like sometimes I think about it and I'm like, what if it all burned down? What if I lost it all? This is years of gathering and collecting this stuff. And there's a part of me that thinks, my God, I'd be free.
I know. I was just going to say, it might be kind of a freeing thing. I don't know. Don't want to call that up, because sooner or later I'm going to croak and someone's got to take care of all this shit.
Oh, my kids are already like rationing out what's like, who gets the Star Wars figures, who gets the like Piper's only 2. And she is like into the masks and stuff like that. So, they're dividing it up.
Right. My sister and I used to do that with my dad's stuff. It's like, I get the cowboy movies, well, I get the records and all this kind of stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Dad's saying there's like, I'm not dead yet, you little assholes.
Guys, I got to tell you, it's an absolute honor to be on this show. All jokes aside, because, you guys have had some pretty eloquent, serious, guests on, and you guys are just dropping down to the back of the C- class, having me on the show. Amazing.
No. We're having a great time, and we're thrilled to have you on, my friend. It's great to have you finally.
It's a pleasure.
We couldn't get anybody else tonight.
I want to address something.
Thanks for nothing, Cloudy Milder. Canceling us at the last minute, you rat bastard.
Yeah, Dennis from Analive Archives had died.
He won't return my calls.
You got to get Dennis.
You
got to get Dennis. Dennis. Because when I look at his Instagram page, I'm like, man, that's a dude that gets it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've given his manager so many hand jobs, and he won't even call.
Yeah. I mean, like these guys are like defenders of the faith, right? Like that's It's the truest thing ever.
Yep.
You guys, I almost shit my pants, and I've mentioned this before, but I don't know if we addressed it. You guys had Chris from High Spirits on.
Mm-hmm.
He is the only dude, and Chris, if you're watching this, man, I'm gonna get your ass. Look at me in the eye. I'm coming for you. We back in the magazine days, I think around episode 5, like we were a little bit like loose cannons back then. So I contacted him because I was a huge fan of the album, and I contacted him with our question, the questions that I had for him, and I think he was like visually disturbed by them or didn't get them because he's a serious dude. You know what I mean? He's serious about his craft, and I think he thought that we weren't. I think he thought we were taking a Mad Magazine approach to it, and he was so wrong. Yeah, because we're Cracked Magazine. Right? So, he was just, he told us, he didn't say fuck off. Bless his heart. He didn't tell us, but he was just like, I don't really get what you're doing here, but good luck. And, a few later,
at least you responded. At least you didn't get the, the great cold distance, the great cold shoulder.
I've got the cold shoulder from Kane Roberts from the Alice Cooper Band. He agreed to an interview, and here I was, just sitting there with my thumb up my ass. No Kane Roberts.
That's stinks.
Kane, I'm coming for you too, baby.
Is he still alive even?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Jeez, Marty. Come on, man. Keep
he
up,
looked
dude.
like he was in shape back in the day, but
yeah,
time and
he's slim now.
Up with us all. Yeah.
He's
slim. Still out on the road?
I don't think he was doing like video game design and stuff like that. Egghead stuff, Wasn't partying so much with Alice. I used to love when Alice was on stage with Kane Roberts. Who was their bassist? That guy Steve. He was in that band like Mesomorph or whatever. Someone correct me on this. I'm a little bit off here. But Alice looked like a frail old woman. He was just like bookend. I love that. I absolutely love that visual.
Yeah.
Yep. Alice is actually starting tour tonight. I don't remember where. Somewhere up in New England. He's kicking off, and tomorrow I think he's in Amherst with Ace Frehley. So,
really?
Yep.
Wow. Ace stumbles through the classics, I'm sure.
I'm just report the news. I'm not going to comment on it.
I love that you're wearing a Kiss shirt tonight again. That's what I love about you. Mary, we'll always have Overkill and Kiss, baby.
That's right. Overkill.
And that night in Saigon.
Yes.
I'm wondering which of you got rolled in the alley in Saigon, or if it was both of you. But I'm not going to judge.
Listen, we don't kiss and tell, Alan.
I'm not asking.
My parents are watching here tonight, and my family are watching. That's why I only took one hit of acid. Like, I'm just going to ease my way into this. Who's on here? Who's on here anyway? Like, I can't see who's on the side. I can't read this stuff. Like, what's going on here?
We've got good crowd building up. Carl's here tonight. Hey, Carl. Brian, you're up there.
Sorry, guys. I was on private chat. That's because I was cybering with some women earlier on. Excuse me.
Carl, Evan, Oldhead, Brian Arkham, No Baloney, Anazoni?
Oh yeah, Baloney's here most of the time.
Is that Evan Boner? Please tell me it's Boner. Or is it Bonar? Is it Bonar? I want it to be Boner.
That's a tough one to go through school with, I tell you.
It could be Boner if it's pronounced like in the He-Man names, where it's always like Bonar or
Bonar,
Merman on every. You just have to pronounce.
Do you know Merman's original name was Seaman?
I wonder why they changed that.
Well, Mattel was on the ball that day, and they kind of headed off the problem.
You're not the only professor here, fucking Alain. Back me up, Bonar.
Well, we are here. The BBQtioner has chosen a topic for this evening. What is our topic for this evening? A wise one from below.
Monsters. Listen, horror movies and heavy metal. I kind of said to you earlier when I was trying to pitch this idea, from sleaze to black metal, whatever, horror movies synonymous with heavy metal. Imagery, sound, it doesn't matter. It's everything. It's all up for grabs. And that's why this topic is a little bit complicated to kind of approach. Marty, how'd you fare with this? Did you feel a little bit nervous approaching, or did you think this was going to be easy? You didn't prepare for it. You're just
I started early because I was sitting pondering, and because usually I pull this stuff out the day before or the day of, and I want to do a little more prep on this one because the more I got to thinking about it, the harder it seemed. Because again, I'm not the big lyricist guy, so I'm not really paying attention to concepts or what songs here and there about monsters, or so I just kind of went with interesting monsters on album covers that always kind of spoke to me over the years, and I'll talk a little bit about the records as well, but I don't have a bunch of them. And as far as movies, I'm not the biggest movie guy. I pulled a few that I have that connect with a couple of these albums, but that's really about it. I'm looking forward to talk about it. For me, this is a cover art and imagery type of discussion. And
okay, that's
when it
fine.
comes to horror movies, I was more of a spiritual, spooky kind of guy, and not so much a creature feature dude.
Is this going to get highbrow tonight? You're drinking White Claw. You're going to get a monocle on. You just want to talk about Rosemary's Baby. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, Marty, one of my favorite quotes from you from one of your marathon streams last year when folks would go into the movie sidebars for 2 or 3 hours.
I just said,
guys, if it doesn't have laser guns, tits, or hobbits in it, I probably haven't seen it.
Guys, we got to up our game tonight because this is like Battle of the Network Stars tonight. This is Friday night. We're battling Grown Men Record Night. Rachel, the music mam's got something on the go. She got something on the go every 15 minutes. Brother Brian is angry about something.
These are several people I don't watch. I do watch Grown Men Record Night typically the day after, but
I try to watch them all because I'm like that guy. But I'm failing miserably. But we got to do something crazy tonight. Listen, if we have lasers and big titties and shit like that,
I hear you. I hear it. And I got a 1979 Bandai Godzilla for Monster Night and a can-do attitude, so we're going to rock this shit.
Where's his hand?
Well, guys,
I don't know where his hand went.
I'm treating this like a sleepover tonight because for tomorrow morning for breakfast we're eating some Frankenberry.
Yeah, that's the shit right there.
Exactly.
Chocula, Frankenberry. Where's that?
Don't give me. I got some Tomb of Dracula. Some House of Mysteries.
Very nice.
We're going to play some Fireball Island, maybe some Castlevania 4. Things could get sexy tonight. there's that like one woman that just tuned in accidentally, and she's like, no.
Well, if you guys want sexy, y'all came to the right corner of the internet because here it is. Here we are.
All right. I'll take it off.
Yeah, please. Oh, Billy. Look at this. Bonar, settle down. I'm just reading some of these things on the side. Yeah, Friday Night Wars. Ground Zero Salem. Are you putting the show out tonight to try to compete with us? Because we'll fucking take you down, brother. We're going to take you down.
So you want to start off this festivity, Mr. BBQtioner? I'm going to put you in the spotlight, and let's start. Just do one at a time, and we'll rotate. We'll go around in circles.
Let's go. Maybe go Godzilla go.
Okay. So here we go. So just to to just explain, we're doing horror movies or like songs about them or visuals, right? That's what we did because I just want to make sure I did the right thing because this could get real fucking awkward.
Wait, is that what we're doing? I thought we were doing monster ballads.
Where did Marty go? Did Marty leave already?
I think my 11-year-old's already down here asking questions. Sorry.
We're all asking questions right about now.
Okay, well, I'll pick.
I thought we were doing monster ballads. My first pick was Hysteria. 12 times platinum. This was a monster from 1987 all the way through 1998. 296 weeks on the Billboard. Unheard of. Taylor Swift wishes she was Joe Elliott.
Marty, he is opening up the portals of hell for me to bring out Europe, the final countdown.
I've been listening to Whitesnake all week, so I really can't. I really don't have a pot to piss in here.
So we're not doing monster ballads.
No. Well, I tell you,
this gets saved for another night. Okay, I'm just going to put that right over there, and we'll come back to it on another episode.
My bad. But I will say, are there any Boston Bruins fans in there? Because if you are familiar with the Andy Moog, when I hear Animal, there's a part where he goes, Andy Moog. I think he's saying it. It's not Animal. It's Andy Moog. Oh yeah, you guys are Americans. You don't like hockey. Fuck off. All right, here we go. Number one, was very kind of furious at you, Alan, last week.
Uh-oh, what'd I do?
Furious.
That could have been anybody's ass in that video footage.
You guys kind of brought up a band that's very near and dear to my heart, and a band that I love.
Yeah.
Right? And just for a flex here right now, I've got the gang. But what bothered me was the fact that, hey, everybody, dig this. Alan thought that this album cover was trash and worth ignoring. And to me, this looks like the perfect Sunday.
I like how there's no rust on that Camaro. Or
Yeah.
the Corvette.
Like, this to me is the way it should be. And yeah, so in terms of monsters, I mean, yeah, this album has a song called Black Car. And I decided to bring a couple. I wandered into Cliff's video tonight. If you watch my show, you're familiar with it. And I got a bunch of VHS to kind of pair it with this. And I got the movie The Car. Anybody out there remember this?
I do.
It's yeah, right. You know, you got James Brolin.
They was like they like edited it for TV. I saw it was on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of times when people, acid fans, talk to me, and they're like, "Is Black Car about?" And the video, watch the video. In fact, don't even turn this show off right now and go watch this. They're running away from this Black Car, and it's one of my favorite videos of all time. But yeah, this one, they think it's about Christine. It's not. It's about this right here. And on top of it, a little 2 for Tuesday for you here. On Engine Beast, which is F y'all if you don't like this cover, Halloween Queen, which is you gotta listen to this song because it's about a woman who marries Satan at the age of 17. And every part of her body is completely rotten. You got to read these lyrics. They're heavy. But every part of her is rotten except the parts that matter. And I'm wondering if that's her mind.
This sounds like if Kip Winger was in the house, his interest would be perked.
Well, speaking,
he's only 17.
Don't get me started about being thrown down a flight of stairs because of Kip Winger. Those who watch my show are in the know. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, like, that's pretty horrifying. Like, she's a rotten woman who's like, she reappeared in a Winger song later on. John, you old son of a mother.
We're on the same wavelength here. Even though it's a 9-second delay, we're connected.
I'm going to tell you though, guys, Halloween Queen and The Car, acid, monster madness. And by the way, there's going to be some wise ass like, hey, it's September, it's not Halloween yet. Well, we don't play by your rules.
Mm-hmm. We're ahead of the game.
Yeah. If Walmart is putting out Halloween decorations, we're playing by the mall rules.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Superstore.
Anybody can do monsters in October. That's very passe. We're getting this shit out early when you're not expecting it.
Right.
It's Monster Man. It's long Halloween. And in my house, I mean, I got Halloween decorations up in my house already. You guys have it yet?
We're getting close. It might happen this weekend. It may wait one more week. We're not sure.
Oh, well, no.
It's closing in.
I'm glad I won this battle.
Decorations because I'm the one that has to put them up and take them down. So it's like,
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Christmas is the worst. Hate it. Anyway, Alan, you are up with your monster dive.
Okay. I will say before we get to the first one, if I sound a little off tonight, folks, I'm got a little bit of a sore throat, so apologies if I'm not talking as much or if I'm a little scratchy sounding, but I'll do my best. We'll carry through. So Phil's got us off with a great start to the evening, and since we're covering the topic of monsters tonight, I figured I should start with Monsters of the Night by Heavy Load. This is the last vinyl they put out. After this, they did one demo before they kind of went MIA. It came out in '85, a couple of years after the last LP. Gotta love, Wolfman totally rocking out here on the cover. You can't get much more 80s than that. We're talking, full-on Monster Squad kind of graphics here. musically, the song "Monsters of the Night" not exactly Heavy Load's finest hour. It's got a fun, cheesy little kind of keyboard line that sounds like it could have been on the Monster Squad soundtrack, probably. And then it sounds like they've got like a bunch of 14-year-olds chanting "Monsters of the Night" in the background of the chorus. So it's not exactly up there with Death or Glory or Stronger Than Evil, but it's a fun song. If you can appreciate the fun side of metal in the 80s, you'll still dig it. The flip side redeems the thing quite a bit. I'm Alive is a bit of a banger, so that easily could have been on any of their albums. So yeah, it's a fun little single, and it was kind of their last little hurrah in the vinyl realm before they hung it up and called it a day. So I couldn't think of a better one to start with than Monsters of the Night for our monster show tonight.
Professor Steele, I love the fact that you've brought up Monster Squad and Heavy Load. I mean, that's a...
I'm going to do my best to bring it all together.
Double whammy. Finish him. I will say, though, you brought up Death or Glory and this one, and I feel that you're more of a Death or Glory guy, but if you could move into an album cover rent-free for a year, would it be Monsters of the Night or Death or Glory?
Let's think.
Admit it, that's a good question.
It is a good question, and my knee-jerk reaction, I'm going to go with Monsters of the Night, because this dude is partying. He's having fun. We're going to rock out and have a good time here. Death or Glory, that's pretty epic, but Polar Bear Blood is a bitch to wash out of your band T-shirts, so... epic thing going on, but probably a little bit on the messy side. So
sorry, we're black. Doesn't fit on black.
Wolfman's got nards and he knows how to party. So I'm hanging out on this album cover right here.
Nice. Well, as someone who lives in Labrador, I don't mess around with polar bears. I can assure you of that. And I think Heavy Load was a little bit cavalier about that cover because a battle axe, that's not what you need. That's not what you want.
No, that's not going to get it done with the polar bear. And we're not going to talk about how anatomically incorrect that polar bear is. We'll save that for anatomy class.
God, listen, what does Ken have there? He was bringing up some album. What was it? Oh, Parasite. I think he's trying to make fun of me that episode where I paid too much for that when I got hit by a car.
He also threw down the Detroit classic Halloween, Don't Meddle with Evil.
Oh, I love that song.
That's a good album.
I love that albm.
That's a very fun album.
Did you ever watch the video? Did you ever see the video for that?
No,
I've seen the video. I've seen the band once live.
Oh, really?
No.
They still are knocking around here and there.
I saw them at the first ever, what was it called? Classic Metal Fest. It was in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Halloween played.
Yep.
Along with Omen. It wasn't really Omen. And Agent Steel, which it didn't have, John Cyrus. But it was still like old members trying to reanimate their careers,
It's like the two remaining original members who you don't really care about seeing Agent Steel.
I mean, the singers they had all sounded great, but
yeah,
Halloween were great. They had the Gates, and they did it up pretty good. Also,
very fun album.
Damien Thorne or Throne.
Thorne.
That dude has got like a hair helmet, and he was like flicking it the whole he was obsessed with his hair, his platinum blonde hair helmet. It was impressive to watch him. It was distracting actually because he was obviously very obsessive compulsive about his do. But I don't know. They still ripped. They're great.
Was it a weave or is it like the real deal?
It looked like the real deal, or maybe it was a wig. Maybe that's why he was freaking out about it.
Like I'm thinking about trying to raise money. Guys, I'm looking also for money and I appreciate you guys helping me get my computer and stuff, but I'm really wanting my hair back. And with this lighting, you know what I love about it? It actually shows the ghost of my old hairline from my baby photos.
It's like a phantom. Yeah.
It's like phantom limb syndrome.
All right. I'm going to jump into this conversation here. I don't have any movies to connect with any of this stuff. Just emotions. And this album, I stared at this album endlessly cover thinking, is this a man that was altered by science? Or is this some sort of creature that was raised in a lab? I don't know, but I could feel its agony, its torment calling at me through the album cover. And great album as well. Really thin produced, but that's where Destruction's starting to get a lot more technical.
Yep.
This is a Steam Hammer pressing. Wasn't this album also out on Profile?
I have it on Steam Hammer, and I was actually picking this tonight. You blew it for me. I'm gone. I see you later.
Marty, you scared away another guest. We've talked about this.
Great classic album, the third full-length Destruction album, and a very odd but peculiar and very cool album cover that, really don't know how much it has to do with the album itself, but it's a cool album cover. But again, lab-born or tormented by science. I just don't know. I don't know where to go with this.
Do you think that that was an original piece of art, or do you think that that's like been on the cover of like Heavy Metal magazine or something, and they just stole it?
There's an artist credited. I'm assuming it was done for this album.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have questions. I have many questions about that.
It was done in '87, so that's the year this album came out, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me see the syringes in his eye holes. But they were at least kind enough to actually move his eyes to his wrists.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the top of his hand.
And this was before Pan's Labyrinth, so
yeah,
that's a revolutionary album cover right here.
It is a cool album cover because it is very disturbing, but it's not relying on it's not gore splatter disturbing. It's very just everything's in the wrong place kind of disturbing. But you don't look at it, you don't get sick to your stomach. You just look at it and you feel really creeped out. But it's hard to put a finger on why. So yeah, I'll take that kind of cover art over the random Cannibal Corpse type artwork any day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is got its horror theme, but it's very just straightforward. That one's really just like, what the hell is going on there, and it just creeps you out even more. Trying to figure it out.
Yep.
People are on the edge of their seats tonight. They're like, is it going to be zombies, monsters, Frankenstein's? Like, what do we got in store for you guys tonight?
We shall see.
Who dares have their phone on echo? Who or this show on?
It might be my mic in proximity to my monitors. I don't know. It happens every week, off and on.
Marty,
I know it's amateur hour here, man. Amateur.
Philip, do you see what I'm working with here?
I know.
He's the brains and the looks of this operation.
I ironed my jeans for this tonight, so can you please fix the audio?
Next time, remember to take them off first, though. It'll be much more comfortable.
I'm going to feel like such a dilettante talking about it, especially with Ken watching. Oh, God, Ken, don't judge me.
Yeah, Ken's here tonight, so the pressure's on, boys.
I know. And
whatever we name, he's going to
Jurgen's hair. Look, I'm looking at all the names. It's like a who's who for, Battle of the Network Stars tonight.
It's like my doctoral defense all over again.
Jurgen is drunk in Germany, and it's like 3-something in the morning there. So cheers to him for...
Damn, it's really like my doctoral defense. This is getting creepy. Getting yelled at by some guy in German on a Zoom call.
I never want.
I don't know the standard deviation. I'm sorry.
Oh, look, somebody's writing in here right now. We're getting told off probably. No, the point I'm trying to make is a lot of times people are like, why don't you just cover death metal? Black metal, and I have no problems with black metal, but it's not really my thing. I don't know a lot about it. When it comes to death metal, I'm a little bit of a dilettante. You know what I mean? I love it, but for me, music is not just the music. It's never been about that. It's about the music, yes, but it's about the graphics and the art as well. And death metal, for sure, is a part of it. Look at this Gore Guts cover here right now. Also inspired by H.P. Lovecraft with the Dunwich Horror. I'm going to pair this with this tonight. Have any of you seen this film?
I've seen it.
I've read this story. I've not seen it.
It was disappointing. I didn't like it.
Yeah, but how many beers in were you?
I was younger. I was not drinking at that age when I saw it.
Yeah, because you're probably you're one of these Fangoria little brats, right? And you just want it fucking heads exploding and shit. Like this psychologically, this has got Dean Stockwell, dude.
Right? I might like it more now, but
the ball's on you.
It's a cosmic horror in a sense of universal dread and being lost in a universe that can swallow you when you realize that existence is meaningless. Plus guys that fucked fish.
Is that what it's about?
Lovecraft had a thing with fish people. That's all I'm going to... I'm just leaving it right there.
Don't get crass on us, Alan. I got my family watching, man. Don't get crass.
If everyone knows Lovecraft and fish people, I'm not really breaking new ground for anybody here. We've all been there.
Oh God. Rachel, put the kids to bed. Anyways, Sherbrooke, Quebec. I know they moved to Montreal, guys. Settle
Classic
the fuck
album.
down.
Classic album.
But yeah, I know, but the color scheme. Allow me to be a little bit of an artiste here.
Perfect.
Look at the color scheme. It's absolutely beautiful. What's going on there? What is his job? Like, is he just casually checking in on this thing? Is he like a...
He's roaming the halls. Yeah.
What I love about
Larry's still in the coffin.
what I got to get used to this. It's like playing Top Gun on Nintendo. I can't figure out where I'm going. However, what I love about this is it looks like he's wearing a little fedora, a little cowboy hat there. But it's monstrous. It's definitely Lovecraft because he's fucked fish, Alan. But anyways,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, this is a great album. Do you guys have the second album?
Yeah.
Erosion of Sanity. Yep.
Yeah, this is great, and
a little more techie, but good. But I prefer the first. Is still my favorite.
Oh yeah, I don't like techie. I'm not gonna say I don't like it. It's just I like when we're just broing down, having a little Saturday for ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. This is a great album. Cool. Anyways.
Yeah, the techie makes you feel like you have to have air guitar skills, whereas Considered Dead is just more of a lazy drunken affair. You know, Erosion of Sanity is more. Am I playing the scale right in my air guitar? I don't know.
Well, one thing I do owe this band and like this label, I should say, a lot is that I was really going to get into heavy drugs when I was in high school, and then I saw the Stop the Madness sticker, and I'm like, oh, guys, shit.
Yeah.
If they saved even one kid back then, those labels did their job.
They did.
I was that kid.
Alan.
Okay, it's my turn.
Was not that kid.
I was not that kid. But I am that guy whose wife is texting him saying, hey, did you remember to pull this particular record out? And I'm texting her back saying, yes, dear, I did.
She's a keeper.
So yeah, she knows some good ones, and might as well do it. So, monsters, there's all kinds of classics, and I'm sure we'll see lots of good examples of them tonight. We've already seen a few. You have your classic archetypes, you have your obscure but cool ones, and then you have people that tried to come up with something and didn't quite hit that mark. They ended up just a bit outside. And that's what happened to a little band called Randy when they came up with the cover art for their only single, Shadows Are Falling Back with the Beast. And they came up with a carnivorous lettuce man as their this is their Eddie. This is their snaggletooth.
Is it cabbage or is it the Hulk? I can't tell.
It's not the Hulk. You won't mind this guy when he's angry because he just leaves you alone.
Roughage man.
But I mean, he's when you look closer, I mean, he's going to town on this. He's ripped somebody's fucking hand off, and he's eating that shit, and he likes it.
I know he's like Saturn eats his young, right?
And he's got the whole unibrow kind of thing going on up here too. Just he's angry. He's got a hand. This is not a creature you're going to mess around with here.
I love how he's a mixture of the leader and the Hulk.
But it's all the wrong parts of both.
And a little King Kong Bundy mixed in there. The unitard.
The best thing about this, though, too, is this is, without a doubt, one of the just finest European heavy metal singles of its day. Both these songs are stellar, anthemic, epic, great songwriting, great vocals, great soloing. The single absolutely kills. Even more so than the carnivorous guy on the cover is killed, apparently. It's an excellent single. Cannot say enough good things about both the tracks on here. I love them to death. But, guys, I think I know why you never got called back by the record labels to do anything else, even though you demoed some tracks that were also pretty decent. Yeah, when this is in your closet, it's going to come back to bite you.
I think it's iceberg lettuce, to be honest with you.
It is.
It definitely needed to be put on ice, and but sadly, it is out there. But yeah, if you see this, I mean, the band name, horrible. The cover, laughable. The music on here is killer. If you like 80s Euro metal, buy this if you ever find it in the wild.
I love it. Huge fan. And I love that it's an original. I just saw the label there too. So you've got an original as well.
Yep.
Ryan Waste, I remember from Municipal Waste, shoplifted that. Ryan, I don't give a shit what you say, man. You're going to have to own that someday down in hell. You shoplifted that. I was there. I saw you do it.
There's a special circle of hell for people that shoplift random symbols.
Can you imagine being in a room together and it's just like, guys, I got the perfect name. And it's like, Curtis.
Strike Force.
Everyone was like, fuck that. No. I thought we agreed on Randy last week.
You really do wonder.
Do they mean sexual? Like, I'm Randy?
Doesn't matter.
It really doesn't, or was it the name of somebody's dog?
Let's assume for a minute that is what they meant, that they were going for that. Yeah, they're what, Danish or something, and they decided they'd go with they'd use an English slang for being kind of sleazy. Does that dig them out of the hole, or does that just leave them exactly the same hole they were in anyway?
Explosive Action says it's a garbage pail kids drink.
Yep. Ian Iceberg. That's who that
Carl
is.
Cabbage.
Romaine Randy. I mean, we got Alan. You win. You win 60,000 points here tonight.
My True Metal street cred needed that after the Def Leppard debacle.
I'm gonna try to step up with the plate with this one. And
all right, Marty. Yeah, get us back on track here. Get us out of the vegetable bin at least.
We're going to the scary island of New York, or the scary peninsula of New York. With what I can only say is drawn by someone's 12-year-old brother.
I just showed the Randy single, Marty. I just showed it.
EXE, stricken by might.
Here we go.
We've got, he's mostly organic, but here, I don't know if he's been out in the sun too long or if he's a long lost brother of the guy on Walls of Jericho. Or on all the Gamma Ray albums, Fang Face or whatever the hell they call them. But here it is. And, the band themselves is just as classic.
These guys are ready.
They're ready for action. And, this is decent second-rate thrash, but it's still a fun album. And, that cover is always made a statement to me. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be scary or what the hell, but
it's kind of like the Green Goblin if he was like you in Greece.
I really like how the hands, I mean, you could tell the artist really wasn't a hand person.
Not many artists are. I've cheated my way through that. I've cheated my way through it. This looks like some sort of Hungarian bootleg He-Man figure.
Right. And the arms kind of give me
Bonar.
Penis envy. I got the penis envy going with the arms, the veiny arm thing. But this I thought would be a good monster contribution to our discussion tonight. Stricken by Might by New York's EXE.
But hold on a sec. Is he a boxer? Because he's got the belt.
Hands like that, he would not be very effective, I don't think.
I know, but he's got a belt. He's got the little shorts on. I don't know.
Gotta be pro wrestling.
EXE. See, EXE.
The EXE belt.
Yeah. This guy has like early 80s WCW written all over him.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Champion of washed up thrash.
Yeah. This guy was in a mixed tag match with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at some point in his career. There's no doubt about it. I'm sure I saw it on TBS in like 1984 when I was like 9.
That's a buy-in file. That's definitely an album you had, and you just got it in the dollar bin, and you wanted it because you can't leave something like that behind.
Nope, not for $1.
A friend of mine had it on tape, and I didn't get this until the last probably 5 years online for cheap. It was still sealed and slightly warped, but still placed.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Marty. You got to throw Pat's comment up there for the world to witness.
The wedding gift.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the gift that keeps on giving. That seals your marriage in metal.
Right there. Yeah.
There's another one I didn't pick tonight, and I don't want to blow it for anyone. Did anyone pick INC?
No.
Incredible, because that cover looks like an old '67 Spider-Man cartoon. Like that, I can't figure what's going on that one. But anyways,
I'll go grab it.
You got it? I've got it there too, but I really want you to go get it, Marty, because we need to discuss this. Marty's not wearing pants. You can tell. As soon as he got up, did you see that, everybody? You see Marty got up?
Were you under the impression he ever
it.
wears pants? Have you ever seen the man from the belly button down?
Ah!
He
Oh,
actually
God.
doesn't own any pants. It's this kind of weird northern Michigan hippie cult thing.
Trying to hide my
Hey,
dad
Marty,
cargo. I'm just trying to hide my dad cargo pants.
Oh, you got
I got
no,
this
no,
one.
no, no, not that one.
I don't. This is the only one I have, but still, that cover. Look at that guy.
It's obscene. It's like, hold on a sec. Okay, I know it's my turn, but guess what, everybody? Grab a wizard. Let's get on her, because I got to go grab this one. We got to do this. Science.
So, Marty, how's the weather?
Hot, annoying.
Mm.
Bring on the icebergs. Us fat old guys could care less about this heat. Hate it. I'm not a guy that, wears revealing clothing. Okay, what you got? You're up anyway, BBQtioner. Why don't you just go for it? You rock it. Rock a couple if you want to.
Listen to me, guys. This better not count as my pick.
No, it's not.
This is a bonus.
This is a
But
bonus.
it's still monstrous. What's going on here? The Visitor. But that any fans of 67 Spider-Man, like when Ralph Bakshi took over, not like the Electro episodes or Green Goblin, like the ones, the psychedelic ones where he's like taking on the mole people and shit. This looks like absolutely Ralph Bakshi Spider-Man art. But I love how he's presenting him the Earth too. It's like in Flash. See this. Excuse me, I'm getting frustrated with this.
The glare. There it is.
Yeah.
Now we're up. We've just upped to the level.
Here I was shitting on you for amateur hour, and like, look at this guy. He's like, in Flash Gordon, it's like, Clytus, I'm bored, right? And he's like, an obscure body in the SK system, Your Majesty. And he unleashes hot hail.
He's got like living ottomans there for his talons. I love it.
It's funny because the composition for the picture reminds me of a lot of Michael Whalen artwork, but the way it's executed, is completely different. But
then you switch it around. It's like, okay, you're looking at this cover, and it's like, this is going to be bizarre, and then you're like, what?
Got surf jams going on there.
Yeah,
Anthrax surf jams.
Yeah, this possibly could be an Anthrax album with
one of those guys had the band logo emblazoned on his board. He did.
And Kip Winger is there too
Kip
as well.
Winger.
He's everywhere. Anyways, this is not my pick, and I swear to Christ.
Fair.
Let's go with your pick. Let's see what you got.
Things are about to get real hot and spicy, gang. All right.
It's not gonna be any EXE, but we'll see.
Oh, guys, this is like the equivalent of Kmart lingerie. It's about to get hot. All right. Tarantula. Oh, sorry, I got this shit on there again.
I'm glad it's not a Blake sleeve. Jesus.
Yeah. Don't get me started. I'm not one to tell lies, but I have from good authority and a great source that Will Smith is a huge fan of Tarantula, and when he saw this,
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
did you just call him the French British?
I don't know. I'm having some alcohol problems here.
them white claws are getting to you, darling.
Punch.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel that like when Will Smith was hanging out with Jazzy Jeff, they were heavily into this, and they're like, someday when I get a little bit older, in about late 90s, we're going to do Wild Wild West remake, and we're going to have a mechanical spider.
It's probably the producer of the album of the movie that was the Tarantula fan.
Do you think so?
I would probably.
It might have been Kevin Kline as well. I'm not entirely sure, but that is like this art. Like if I was
this guy, look at this guy.
yeah. Oh, Metal T. He's still mad at me for invading his home the other night. I
That
did
is
their
the
laundry. What the fuck? I did their laundry. God damn, dude.
I squashed
You know,
one little bug, and my mom got scared. Sent me my Aunt Bel Air.
You know, not to go off on a tangent real fast, my wife thought the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song was I was shooting some people outside of the school. She thought Aunt Viv was hiding like that's like bordering on somewhat racist, territory I'm not ready to go into, but she thought the whole plot of that show was that he was in hiding in Bel-Air because he shot some people outside of the school. I'm like, darling, it's shooting some b-ball. Like
she's seeing like the Easy-E version of it or something.
Yeah. 6 in the morning and we're shooting some hoops. Anyways, let me tell you
Straight
something.
out of Bel-Air.
Straight out of Bel-Air. But this cover, what I love about it is, this like kind of like, it's not even oil. This looks like it's chalk on a driveway and someone, like they hired a photographer, but then they superimpose this real life drawing because they really didn't know anyone who could draw like faces very good.
Or hands.
But this one I'm dedicating to my brother, metal theologian, because Peva, excuse my Portuguese here right now, this is the guy I want to bro down with.
The Karate Kid?
Oh, listen. These guys burn. These guys yearn. And they call it power metal. I don't know. It's a little bit taxing to listen to. Portugal, man.
Oh, right on.
Dude, it screams Portugal. What the fuck? What's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah, not a lot of tarantulas in New Jersey.
But anyways, everything about this album, from like the logo, like if I was designing the logo, I would have made it like a tarantula, but that's because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a pedestrian. These guys, they knew where it was at. But yeah, Wild Wild West, man. There you go. And excuse Peva, if you're watching this, man, huge fan.
Right on. Alan, you are next on the list.
I am next. Something that Philip brought up while we were discussing the topic through the week was soundtracks. And he's already made some allusions to how movies and heavy metal really synergize quite well together. So I've got one soundtrack that I've always loved. It was a cheesy ass movie, and there's some cheesy stuff in the soundtrack, but damn if I didn't go out and buy albums by several of the bands after hearing this.
I know which one you're bringing up. I know it.
Probably do. Shocker, Wes Craven's 1989 attempt to sort of ride the coattails of the Freddy Krueger franchise for a while. The movie, it's just, it's a Nightmare on Elm Street type of ripoff, but there's some fun stuff on here. There's an unreleased Bonfire track. Wasn't on their albums, but it's very cool. You've got Alice Cooper make some appearances. You've got personal favorites, Dead On, which was a sort of late to the game thrash band. I think they were out of Jersey.
They went right to like a major label because they came right at the right time.
They really did, yeah. They had one album on a major label. They had a great vocalist named Mike Raptus, which was just a great name for a thrash vocalist. It's like Raptus, like,
not fucking real.
Like got talons going to rip you apart or something. And I always love the guy's vocals because it always sounds like he's just spitting all over the place while he's talking. Kind of like Daffy Duck in a way. And I always imagined that when you went to Dead On shows, they'd hand you like one of those little cheap 39-cent ponchos if you were going to stand up front, just to keep the Mike Raptus spit off of you, because every line is just spat into the microphone, and it's just fucking awesome the way he did that.
But the sheepdog, he does that like inward scream, like sheepdog does that.
Kind of breathing in instead of
instead of
diaphragm to get it out there. Yeah. But cool stuff on the soundtrack. You got Iggy Pop makes appearances. Some of the guys from Kiss are on here. Some of them kind of formed together under the name The Dudes of Wrath for little jam session tracks. But this was all the shit, playing it on the back of the bus, going to ninth grade back in the day, and I've always liked it. A lot of cool. Again, Bonfire, I'm a fan. The Dead On album is just one of those guilty pleasures I still own. So a good example of where heavy metal and horror movies will converge many, many times over the years.
Well, let me ask a hypothetical.
Of course.
Who would have been on that soundtrack if the movie was called The Shocker. That would have
Well,
been maybe a slightly different cast of characters on that.
I actually would argue that it would actually be the exact same characters.
I don't know.
The
I don't
Dudes
know.
of Wrath, Voodoo X, Alan, you
Voodoo
should be
X, the
ashamed of
Sahara?
yourself. Listen, exactly. And what was that love song on there?
Timeless Love by Sahara. Beautiful track.
Dude,
Killer.
dude. Like you don't have
That's
a
like
romantic.
high school prom slow dancing type music right there but
Exactly.
but cool.
You don't have a romantic bone in your body if you don't like Timeless Love and
Not
Voodoo X. Eric Bauer made fun of me, I think, one time for liking Voodoo X.
If you did not, if you were not standing along the bleachers during like one of your high school dances, wishing you had somebody to dance with, and wishing they would play Timeless Love so that you'd have someone to dance with. Wait, where the fuck was I going with that? Never mind.
Eric, I was drowning in it. Sorry, Alan, I was drowning in it in those days when Shocker came out. Women just loved me.
The Shocker.
The Shock. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of that, and I actually got a urinary tract infection from listening to that album. People, it's no joke, man.
Please continue. There's a story here. Go ahead.
I know. I'm not joking, man. If there's ever an album that could give you a UTI, it's the Shocker soundtrack.
How does this play into your pee-pee canal?
Well, listen, the sort of action that goes down when you listen to Shocker. And I'm not talking about the weird shit you're getting on with. I'm talking it from a wholesome grade 9 vibe. Grade 9 vibe, yeah.
You get all that Mike Rap to spit all over you, and you gotta get a rash or something. That's happening.
That's what I call a record review. I'm not a great writer, Metal T. That's why I don't want anyone to find the real Chromium Dioxide Max. But I have a good time. You know what I mean? That party, dude.
All right, I guess I'm up here.
Get us back on track, Marty.
Okay, this is another one of those monsters that looks really cool on an album cover, but I think it's more the shock of it, the way it looks, than maybe the actual threat of it. But we're gonna go with Lord Weird Slough Beg, Down Among the Dead Men.
Okay, good
which
call.
is
Nice.
another one of those riff perfect albums. Every riff on this is Chef Kiss A++. But this amorphous glob of human body parts and tentacles, and I bet you this thing can't run fast. So I mean, it's kind of one of those, oh my god, and then you want to get closer to look at it and see what's going on. There's no eyes, there's no mouth, unless it uses telepathy, which I did not consider that when I picked this. Maybe this thing uses telepathy to speak to its victims.
Do you know what its armor class is?
You know what? That's a good question. That would be something inquiring minds would want to know.
I'm pretty sure it gets a +5 bonus in hand-to-hand combat, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something though. With Metal Theologian, when we did our D&D show, we talked about this. It was on the cutting room floor. Look at the little ham up there. It's like, when people draw cartoons where everyone's going to the grocery store, it's always like, it's kind of like you've got like a grocery bag full of like a baguette and lettuce, and there's always the ham bone. That is such a Hanna-Barbera ham bone.
There's two of them actually. It makes me a little hungry. So this would be a very confusing monster to behold, because it would make me hungry. I would instantly think buffet, and I don't know. But this album is classic, awesome, great band, great riffs. Every single song, every single riff is perfect, full emotion, full of punch and power. Love Mike's attention to body detail there. I don't know if that's added on or if that's actual tribal tattoos. Probably just painted on.
I hope it's nylon. I hope it's a nylon that he had specifically made for the album cover.
And you got the
egg.
You have the infernal metal egg going on right here.
Mm-hmm.
Take it. It was always yours.
But that's a classic monster from the D&D world. Obviously, love it.
Yeah. It's like what do they call them? A mound? What is it? The slumbering mound or whatever? But that's vegetation. This is like a meat mound, sort of. I think we're getting I think we're getting a little too cerebral right now.
Try not to. Okay, right. BBQtioner, you are back.
Speaking of on the nose and a little bit obvious, but I want to do it because Halloween's just around the corner and I can feel the chill rip up my spine. I'm going with Acid Witch. What I love about this album,
Or Detroit Love.
I love this band, and I've contacted them. They've never answered me. I don't think they take me seriously, guys.
Funny story. Members of that band were in Shitfucker, and a buddy that is here in town, a dear friend of mine, used to live with some of the Shitfucker guys in the punk squatter house down in Detroit. And the house was painted like a jack-o'-lantern. I'm sure the landlord was thrilled. After they moved out, the landlord tore the house down. We'll just say that. Anyway, continue.
So can I sleep my way to the middle and use you as a reference? It's like, hey, Marty, I'm friends with Marty.
They don't know me. They wouldn't have any idea who I am. But anyway.
Anyways, can we just enjoy the shimmer here? It almost looks like a
spot
hologram.
gloss on there. Very nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Acid Witch don't F around. Excuse me, in case the kids are watching here right now. This actually, I think episode 3 or 5 of my show, we showed all the VHS about that, and I'm not going to get them out here right now. But this covers everything: Return of the Living Dead. You know, they're all there. Fast Ways, there. Soldiers of the Knife from Black Roses. Just a fun like celebration of horror. And it's going to be perfect for our sleepover tonight. And as an added bonus, because Acid Witch, I feel, have a real like heavy, spacey vibe to them. I've brought this movie, The Wolfman. No, this is not the Lon Chaney version, but look how baked this motherfucker looks. Can you imagine? Like if this guy shows up at your house to terrorize you or like do some like shit, he's not doing nothing.
He just wants a bag of combos and he's happy.
He bears an uncanny resemblance to oh shoot, who was the black neighbor on Family Guy?
Oh, Cleveland.
He bears a real disturbingly strong resemblance to Cleveland.
Oh, Tare.
Not again.
Yeah, this is but I mean, this is definitely, I think, in the Acid Witch wheelhouse. And we should all be so lucky if we ever run into the Wolfman and he's in this state. I think he got slipped some Rohypnol at the Monster Prom.
Just give him like a bag of Cheetos and he's good to go.
Dude, you got any crispy treats? I want some crispy treats.
Funyuns.
Fucking Funyuns, man.
Metal Theologian is just seething how I went from like Tarantula to Acid Witch. He's got no candy for me. He's like, delete.
Okay, Alan.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with one of the classic underdogs of heavy metal time, and they don't really have a strong connection to horror stuff, but they did one song and it's one of my favorites by them. That's just spot on the numbers here, and we're going to stay in Canada here with Anvil, and on good old Metal with Metal, they did a track dedicated to Mothra, and it just fucking rules. You got to bring some kaiju when you're talking about monsters, and who better than Mothra? The lyrics are great with using the wings to knock shit down, and laying eggs to take over future generations of the earth. And it's Mothra, and the whole thing with Mothra was it was just like this like gentle spirit guardian looking after these two tiny little Oriental chicks, and was just angry that they got carried away from their village by accident, and then it went home. And like you listen to it here, and it literally is this like Mothra's turned into like some combination of there was Satan, Saddam Hussein, and every heel wrestler you've ever heard of. But glorious song. I've always loved it. It's a favorite from Anvil, and kaiju don't always get enough love in heavy metal. Sometimes they stick to the classics a little bit too much. It's like, guys, it's okay to write a song about 120-foot long moth that flies around and blows shit down. We can do that. We can make that work. Anvil made it work in 1982 on Attic Records, for God's sake, and it was excellent. So anybody out there, there's no excuse for not following up on this. We need a Rodan song. We need a few Godzilla songs. I don't want to hear anything about the band Gojira. That shit does not count. Work our way through the pantheon of great Japanese monster movies. Anvil has shown us the path. Now we must follow it.
Yeah, and
You have your marching orders.
my favorite part of the song, I couldn't remember the lyrics. I just brought them up here, but you know the part where everything breaks down is like, "What can we do, a creature of the night?" I love that, man. I love it. Right, more songs should have that, like a breakdown like that with like that ominous sound. I was going to pick that too, Alan. You stole that from my Canadian people. I think that's called cultural appropriation.
Your culture is our culture. We appropriated everything about Canada in 1854, and you just got to get used to it.
Guys,
everybody knows it happened.
You stole our flannel shirts with the Seattle scene, and like, I'm still not over it, and things could get political here tonight, people.
We left you the moose and the Mountie hats, and thank your lucky stars we didn't take them too. I have altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further.
As you wish. Listen, let me tell you something here. I'm from Newfoundland and Labrador, man. If you're going to get on with this American stuff, you ain't going to affect me, man, because we were the last province to join Confederation. The more you know, kids, the more you know. If you want to know more about Canadian history and politics, I'm the dude.
Okay, sounds like a new podcast.
And I'm going to go completely mainstream with this one.
Well, you got to go. Can we hold on? Can we, Marty?
Yeah.
We made a pact tonight that no one was bringing up Eddie, right?
No Eddie.
But the ball's on us to just ignore him.
Well, I think everybody just kind of knows.
I thought everybody was going to like pick their favorite Eddie.
Okay, I'll go with that, Alan. I like that. Professor Steele for the win. At the very end, we'll play Iron Maiden, get a copyright strike against us, and then we'll raise our favorite Eddie at the very end.
Well, I'm going to have to go grab it, but yeah.
We can do that.
Since the BBQtioner showed the moth or the Wolfman, we're gonna have to go with Ozzy's "Bark at the Moon."
Okay.
I mean, I gotta say, I don't know how high this guy had to be to sit in the makeup chair for this much detail for his album cover. But man, this is some Hollywood-esque makeup shit going on right here. I mean, granted. They did the album cover. They did the video. I mean, he got I'm sure this guy wasn't coming back multiple times to redon the Wolfman outfit. But, we got Bark at the Moon. Obviously, it's the name of the album. It's a great song. It's about the Wolfman. And, Ozzy dialed up in his best. I mean, that's a great Wolfman. That's a great Wolfman costume.
Well, it's Rick Baker did the special effects for that from American Werewolf in London, and the Thriller. Mick Jackson, I call him Mick. Mick Jackson did Mick Jackson Thriller. So yeah, he was very good. What's your favorite song on this album? Because this is, I know I talked to a lot of people, and everyone shits on what do you call it? The Ultimate Sin.
I'm a big fan of Waiting for Darkness.
Oh, but okay. Can I re-ask this question by saying we can't pick Waiting for Darkness?
Well, then, you're no different. I like that song.
Okay. Is that the song that goes wow, wow, wow with the keyboards? I think so. No, that's a different. I think that I can't remember. I'm losing my. Alan, do you have a favorite song on?
So Tired's also good.
I'm looking at the track list right now, and I don't really have a big standout on this one.
So Tired?
I just don't.
Did you pick So Tired?
I like So Tired.
I love So Tired because it's like it reminds me of a song when my parents would have like cocktail parties and their friends over. That was the music in the background. So tired, so tired. What were they thinking? Brilliant.
All right.
Whose turn is it?
Chromium D.
We should roll for initiative.
I'm still trying to figure out my name. I could never decide on a name for my character, so I always fucking sucked at Dungeons and Dragons. I was an only child, so I had no one to play with.
I always named my characters after obscure angels who had a personality quirk similar to the character I was rolling up.
Like Jesus? Did you name your character Jesus?
No, Jesus wasn't an angel.
Oh, well, kind of is, isn't he? Like the king of the angels?
No, I seriously, I had at the the Bad Mall bookstore that always had the giant table of $3.99 books, and it was like the encyclopedia of every topic you could ever possibly remotely be tangentially interested in. They had a dictionary of angels that I bought for like $3.99. And yeah, I would go through and be like, okay, this is like the angel that is like watches over wells, parking spaces, and desecrated tombs. And somehow I'd tie it to my character, and that's where I get the names.
Oh my God. When we used to go to like those bookstores and stuff, I would be the guy that was always buying 70s Penthouse. And that's what you went for, Alan? Man, we would have been okay. We would have got along just fine.
That's actually important, because if you go to the stores with people and they're all looking for the same shit, you step on each other's toes and somebody goes out of the store pissed because your buddy, got, to that section before you did, because you had to stop and say hey to the cute girl at the cash register or something, and he went and grabbed the cool shit off the rack while you were still parking the car or some shit, and then everybody's mad. So yeah, so you would have hit one section, I would have hit another, and there would have been no hard feelings. So yeah.
Well, we never had a cute girl there. It was just a handsome old man. He was in his 70s. Fuck, goddamn, he had a good, strong jawline. At Livier's Antique.
I'm not here. Hey, I'm not judging, man. You go for that.
Thank you for being supportive.
While the professor was talking, I like how Chromie D was looking around his room like he left his purse at the mall and couldn't find it. It's like, where did all my records go? Where's my purse? Sorry.
I just assumed he was looking for one of those 70s Penthouse books that was like ready to show off. There's one there somewhere.
I don't need to look, baby. They're already cataloged. Let's get a little bit dark, guys, because I feel like I'm gypping the audience here tonight, because I'm going to give you the second best thing, because this is kind of let me take the sleeve off here. Let's get vampiric. Druid. Nice. Vampire Cult. This is a bullshit cover, by the way. Has anyone ever seen the original? If you haven't, just minimize the screen. Do not turn it off, because we need the ratings. It's Sweeps Week. It's a way better cover than this, but we'll make do. We can do what we can. Vampire. You guys listened to Druid before?
Oh yeah, 4 Curses.
Never heard of him.
I could always rely on you, Alan.
That's why I'm here.
Your beautiful metal mind, Professor
beautiful.
Steele.
It's like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, this is. Well, hold on a sec. First off, I just want to acknowledge Dan Spitz's other brother, not Dave the Beast, but this. Oh, it's Top Gun rules again. I'm forgetting where I am. It looks like Dan Spitz and Scott Ian a little bit right there. See the Scott Ian? Yeah, right there. Here we go.
Definitely Scott Ian brows going on there.
Yeah, but he's got some Danny going through him too. But anyways, these guys.
The muscles are Danny Spitz.
This is the guy, though. Hold on. This is the guy I want to party with the most. Chris Kraft. I got to tell you, it's not a bad album. I actually kind of enjoy it, but it's really, really weird. No, Metal T, it's not a bad cover. You're absolutely right.
It's a weird cover.
But compared to the original, which looks like something that was etched into like some grade 7 desk by some amateur Satanist, it's not. This is second.
I don't get the wood planks. It's like it's busting out from underneath someone's deck.
It's symbolic of when you were drinking as a teenager and your dad knew it and he let you go to bed, but he woke you up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's like, we're going to rebuild the patio today, just as a life lesson.
Yeah.
That's what Vampire Cult is all about, right? But anyways, to tie it together for the theme, I really like it. It's kind of like weird, like occultish, like early U.S. metal. To call it power metal is a little bit off, but I'm going to pair it with one of my favorite Vampire Cult films of all time, Near Dark. Has anyone seen this?
Don't know that one.
Is that Clive Barker?
No, man.
No, that's Nightbreed. Sorry.
Yeah, Nightbreed. This is Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen.
Rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
Dude, don't even get me started here right now. I was hoping we weren't going to address that. I don't want to start weeping.
You're bringing us all down, Marty.
I'm sorry.
Way to fucking go, Marty. We're going to start talking about UTIs again now. Fucking blow it for everybody.
All right.
All right.
Alan, get this right here.
All right. let's bring this back from the brink of darkness here and go with something that looks so cheesy. It's just got to be good, and that's because it is good. We're going to go to Cleveland because all good things come from Cleveland. Man comes from Cleveland. Animals come from Cleveland. And manimals come from Cleveland.
Oh, man.
So the deal here with manimals. Oh, we haven't got to the good part.
I like the goth makeup. The goth makeup is the best.
Yeah, no, it is not the best. We're starting with the entree. The main course is coming, dear Martin. One moment. So Manimals, if you don't know, these guys wanted to be the Misfits worse than the Misfits wanted to be the Misfits. They're just
Devilocks.
It's basically Gem and the Holograms.
It is the Gem and the Holograms of Jerry Only's universe. It really is. You take the Misfits, make it a little bit more metallic, and make every song like 5 or 6 minutes long, which is at least 3 minutes too long. But they make it work. Bless their hearts. They found a formula that worked, and they stuck with it. But yes, they had a horror gimmick going on here. A lot of the songs very horror themed. This song that we're going to highlight off this one is called White Zombie, and it is based on the old 1932 flick White Zombie, not the Rob Zombie band that came much later. We're not going there tonight, but yeah, it's got great songs like Walking Corpses Don't Mind Working Overtime, because the whole movie's about some guy having zombies work on his plantation to do zombie shit. But where this shit really kicks into gear, it's not just the pummeling songs. Does
that kick into gear? Does that ever kick into gear?
Oh, it's a banger. This thing musically, I'm serious. This is a hell of a listen. This is the kind of shit you put on when you want to get the adrenaline going. You got to get like pumped up for final exams or seeing your ex-wife in court or whatever's going down that day. If you need a shot in the arm, you put on the fucking Manimals and you will be ready for that shit. You will take on and conquer the world, brother. But right here's where now this is what separates Manimals from all the other wannabe horror Billy kind of bands along the way or whatever. You got one, they had their own little pseudonyms, one of them being Larry the Wolf. And let's check out Larry here from the inner sleeve, getting the glare down. Right here, check out the boots.
Chewbacca boots.
Check out the boot. They're werewolf boots.
My mom had a pair of albino Chewbacca boots.
But now
back in the day,
you're in like this kind of punk metal hybrid band playing in Cleveland in the mid '80s, and you're strutting out on stage with these boots. This is a city where they set the fucking lake on fire and nobody blinked. And you're walking out and saying, "I'm Larry the Wolf. I'm rocking these boots." Like you don't give a shit. Wolfman got nards? No, Larry the Wolf got nards. Big hairy cojones. You walk around in Cleveland and that shit, you are committed to the theme, brother. You are not an apostle. You are leading the flock at that point. All kinds of respect to Larry for those boots.
Can you imagine if the Manimals got back together again, how much fake like red paint would be thrown at those boots right now?
The funny thing with it too, they did get back together at one point. The weird little twist in the Manimal story is so they did this one EP and disappeared off the face of Earth, but apparently they still were dwelling in the dark night alleys of Cleveland. And in 99, they showed back up. Auburn Records put together a little sampler. Because that was about when Auburn was reissuing some stuff, and a couple of the other bands like Breaker, had gotten back together and done some stuff. Auburn did a little sampler thing, and who is featured on this thing other than Manimals? But the weird part isn't that Manimals showed back up on a sampler for Auburn Records in 1999. The weird part is that it was distributed through Best Buy. It has, the cover has a huge. It really is. The cover is like Best Buy Summertime Fun Jam Series presents Auburn Records sampler.
Oh shit!
Featuring Manimals.
I gotta go. Give me 1 second.
It is on the mothership. Go to Metal Archives right now. It is on there. I tell you true. That was the legacy of Manimals. And on all fun aside, it is a really great record. I love it. The songs are a tad too long, but they really do get the adrenaline going quite well. It's a really fun listen. Blood is the Harvest, the title track, is probably the best one, but I love White Zombie as well. They're the first 2 tracks on it. It's a killer 1-2 punch to open that little. It's a mini EP, LP. It's one of those annoying things. It's got 6 songs that I never know what to call, but it's a great record. But Larry the Wolf, mad props, and I pray to all the gods that are out there that he still owns those boots.
I just hear it in my head. The Saturday morning cartoons commercial comes on. Manimals, kung fu action grip.
You listen to this on YouTube later, Marty. You'll never hear that again. All you will hear in your head is blood is the harvest. Blood is the harvest. Bring it back now.
Manimals,
bring it back now.
Boots.
You know, the two may actually intersect the way we're singing them. I'm not sure. There may be some kind of weird melody.
Sorry, I missed this. My daughter came out and she had her diaper off. She got out of bed, and we can't have that on the show. You know what I mean?
Child nudity does get Martin a strike on this channel.
You got
that.
You can't have it. I read that.
There are lines, and we don't cross them.
I read that.
Okay, I have ranted about Manimals for more than long enough. So
I'm going for cultural appropriation. I'm going to Canada.
Oh, you bastard!
I'm going to Canada, and the king of Canadian freak out science metal monster masters.
Nice
Voivod
call.
Warren Payne, the Voivod himself.
The radioactive vampire
destroying monster. He whether it's he turns himself into a microbe and goes into your body and kills that system, or destroys entire planets, or whatever. He's the best drawn and killer band. I mean, no one ever really gives Canada props for producing this band.
Listen, from the same town my dad's from, Jonquière.
Really?
Quebec. Yeah, listen, and from Messiah Force as well, which Ben brought up the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I think, his style of art is just so bizarre.
I like it a lot less when he started getting computerized, but man, his paintings, holy fuck, they're so good.
Oh yeah, the first few are just the first few covers are just absolutely incredible, and they're not even like they're ugly as well. It's an absolutely ugly style of amateur art, but it blows anything I've ever done away. If you really like, wow, every logo is different. Like,
yep,
I'm a
I
huge
love the
fan.
use of color. I mean, it's all the metal colors: red, black, gray, different gray, blah blah blah. But I mean, it's so well done.
That is. And let's shout out friends and family out there. Matt over at the Dark Path did a video on Michelle's art not long ago, and did a really good analysis on because there was a book that showcases it, and Matt was going through showing some of the cool art and reading some of the snippets about it. So yeah, folks that are Voivod fans out there, definitely go check out the Dark Path's video on that. It's a really cool
good
video, and it's a good kind of medium dive. It's not going to kill you with detail, but you're going to learn some stuff. Even if you're a cool diehard Voivod fan, you're going to learn a couple of things you probably didn't know. So yeah, it's a good watch.
Absolutely.
Matt always does good videos.
I'm just actually looking at some of the comments here now, and there's a lot of people here. Old Head is here. Do you guys watch Old Head? Are you familiar with Old Head?
Never seen it. He has a channel.
He has the greatest hair I've ever seen. I've always I'm envious. It's like sinful envy. He's always beautifully conditioned, and if I had his hair, I wouldn't be at this racket. I can tell you right now. Sorry, guys. It'd be Friday night, man. I'd be drowning in it, drowning in sniz. Oh, he's like, thanks. Look at Old Head. He's starting to cry.
Thanks. I'm blushing.
Also, I read a comment about Pittsburgh. Andy likes metal CDs. Pittsburgh appreciate. I want you to adopt me because Pittsburgh is the greatest city of all. Everything about Pittsburgh is my favorite. My favorite city in the world, Some people like Paris. Some people like the lights of New York. I like Pittsburgh. Do you know that on my tombstone, I talked to my wife and everything, not to get grim here, but to be realistic, on my tombstone, it's going to say, I'd rather be in Pittsburgh. Fuck you, Philadelphia.
All right, Chromie D, you're up, my friend.
Well, you've caught me with my pantaloons down, because what I was looking for was a VHS. I'm going to pick something, and you guys did a Speed and Thrash episode that really got my panties in a bunch, man.
Uh-oh. Not enough razor in that one for you?
Well, I mean, you gave me shit too with my thrash episode I did with Old Head. Speaking of, right? We didn't have the albums you selected. I lost about like 9 subscribers, baby, because of that episode. Fucking Old Head gets another 6,000 subscribers, and I'm down to like, it's like tumbleweeds going across my browser.
Welcome
right?
to the club. Welcome to
Yeah.
the club.
Fuck, I feel like the bad news bears sometimes, man. But anyways, you guys were going on what's thrash and whatnot. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Razor. Someone gave me a lot of shit about Razor. And I said, "Oh, how come you didn't have Razor? Because they're a thrash metal band." No, they're not. They're a speed metal band. In Canada in 1985, our Prime Minister, Brian Mulroney, rushed a bill that became a law enforced by Our Majesty the Queen of England that said Razor, Exciter are speed metal bands. I'm sorry, Alan. I'm sorry, dude.
I agree with the Exciter as well. I agree.
Wasn't
with
it called
Razor.
Tiffany's Law?
I don't think so. I think it had something to do with Lee Marvin, but I can't bring that up right now because of my. I don't want to get too political. But it had something to do with Lee Marvin.
The Lee Marvin Estate polices YouTube like a motherfucker. So yeah, they will jack us off this video if we speak too much of Lee.
Yeah, but anyways, and people are, well, they got a song called Thrash Dance. Really? Is that our argument? Because Kiss has an album called Thrashes, Dances, and Prances. That doesn't mean that it's a thrash. Is Kiss thrash? No, it's a speed metal band, people. And why I'm picking this for Monsters? Oh, you're like, is it because of this Terminator guy? Okay, that could be argued. Has anyone ever watched the video for Evil Invaders?
That was my parents had a satellite dish back in the day because we couldn't get cable. So they threw down for this giant 12-foot fucking satellite dish. Yeah. And I used to revel in the Canada's Pepsi Power Hour. And all of a sudden, I was watching one day, one of my first episodes, fucking Evil Invaders came on. And I'm like, what the fuck is this glorious noise? I need to get all I can by this band.
Well, for my fellow hosers here, if you only know the history, I live next door to this place, and that was filmed in Larry's Hideaway, which was a notorious rough. That's where Slayer first came to play in Canada with Sacrifice. And by the way, the Queen's Law as well says a Sacrifice is thrash, not speed. Sorry. Just had to put that out there. But Larry's Hideaway is an essential Canadian metal venue. And the video has this like visored individual that it opens up and there's lights coming out of it. Yeah. And why I was so upset earlier is because I wasn't looking for my purse, you mother. I was looking for my copy of Charlie Sheen's The Wraith, which I had organized, and shit's everywhere right now, trying to cater to you guys. I can't find it. It's around here somewhere. It fell down on the floor while we were having a little gossip. But yeah, it totally gives off if you watch The Wraith with Charlie Sheen and what's the girl's name from Twin Peaks? Come on, people. She was, oh God, she's super hot. She's from Michigan. Come on, man.
Can't help you.
It's on the tip.
Margaret Lanterman? No.
No, my God. You are disappointing Michigan right now.
Catherine E. Coulson?
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. No. Sherilyn Finn, thank you. Cine Arcadia Productions. Scott Wilcox also for the win.
So close.
Right? Yeah, so close. It rhymes with it. Starts with S and ends with Sherilyn Finn. But anyways, yeah. So she's in that movie, and she's like Stone Cold Fox in that film. And it's also got John Cassavetes' son in there.
Sherilyn Finn's in the Evil Invaders video? Is that what you're trying to tell me here? I mean, I've had a few White Claws, but you're trying to tell me that Sherilyn Finn is
the Hamburglar is leading me astray too, my man.
Evil Invaders video. I need to rewatch.
What I'm saying is, Marty, you got to slow down. I think you need to talk to someone. You're drinking too much. I think what I'm saying is
and interact, and it's like too much. Too much.
See what happens, people, when you show up on the Marty Allen show? This is what happens. It's like
shit be weird.
I'm just waiting for Sammy Davis to show up, right? It's like a roast.
No,
anyways,
again.
Sammy Davis eye.
Yeah, Sammy Davis eye.
She's got Sammy Davis
Joey
eye.
DeMaio eye. Okay.
We're gonna get.
We're
James.
spiraling back towards other things here.
Sorry.
Anyways, guys, the point I'm trying to make here, people, is that listen to Evil Invader's song and watch The Wraith. That's all I got to say in a long-winded, short story, long way.
And Malicious Intent. When you're done with all that stuff, go to Malicious Intent.
I love Malicious. What's that song that has, who's taken his student loan payments? That part, that's the best part of that album.
All right. We got Alan.
All right.
Is in the fray.
Yep. Now, I really thought I owned a hard copy of this, and if I did, I've either misfiled it or I've more than likely traded it away at some point. I've owned it several times over the years, but absolutely can't discuss monsters in heavy metal without touching on some concept records. And there's been a lot of good horror-themed concept records by metal bands. Going to bypass the obvious King Diamond choices here and go with an old personal favorite. And 3 words for you: Fearless Undead
I was going to
Machines.
pick that, but I did not.
This is King Fally and the Boys' finest hour, in my opinion. I like this one the best in their catalog. They're really on point with this one. It was a big step up from the previous albums are good, but they're still sort of finding their feet. And this album is very focused, very tight. Just from the opening guitar lines, you can just tell this one is going to be something special. It had a big advertising push when it came out in '97. It's a zombie story. It's a very long concept, roughly around the Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Romero zombie stuff. But Mike Smith and Mark Adams were so in sync on the guitars for that album. They were just locked in perfect all the way through that. You even by the end of the first track, The Silent Creature, I was totally hooked. I'm just like, this is the album I've been waiting for these guys to do. I've always liked Deceased. I've seen them live more than any other band. They were one of the few bands willing to come down and play in the Southeast U.S. Bless their hearts. So cannot talk monsters and horror and metal without an album all about zombies and even more zombies. King, of course, is a huge horror fan, a huge metal junkie. So was the perfect subject for him to do as a concept album. Yeah, he had a great lineup. The album, the label, everything came together so nicely for them on that project.
Speaking of Pittsburgh,
got to shout it out.
Look, there's the Cliff Burton. This is a crew shirt.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. I ain't messing around, dude. I'm not messing around.
Mm.
No one invited me to the Grade 7 dance, so I had to go spend my money in Fangoria, pen pal circles.
Yeah, dances are one of those things I never went to either, Alan. I mean, you were the brave one of us.
They're coming to get you, Philip.
All right.
I guess
Marty, it's your turn.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You're up, Marty.
All right. This is, I kind of classify this in the realm of classy monster. And I don't know if it must have been their mascot. I don't know if it had a name, but this dude from Creator, I mean, you got the veiled the demon schlong here. You don't want to scare the kids or, invoke the wrath of the PMRC stickers. But whenever I saw this monster, I was expecting quality. And back in the day, those first 5 or so Creator albums were definitely quality. And, again, he's, like I said, he's more classy than he's scary, but he's a monster nonetheless. I guess he's more demon-like. So I guess this would be my only demon submission.
Is this the first time Violent Mind, their mascot, appeared on the back? I do believe that's the first time Violent Mind showed up, and I really am a big fan.
Is that his name, Violent Mind?
Yeah.
See, I never fucking knew that. How did you know that? Because it's not really stated anywhere, is it?
Guys, come on.
It's again.
Woo!
I didn't know that. I always wondered if he had a name.
I got a guy on the inside. Ed, do you guys know who the mascot's name for Living Death is? That fanged skull thing?
No.
Guys, I'm going to give you about 7 seconds in the comments to see if you know it. for like a bazillion banana bucks on tonight's episode of Grown Man Record Night. And while we're doing that, I'm going to pause like I'm frozen. Count down, Alan.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, shot clock has gone off. We have
Waldo.
Willie.
That's
his name.
My dog just farted. Anybody hear that? That was pretty impressive.
Is that your final answer? Actually, I think some people are disappointed tonight because I think they might have thought that we were talking about like monster mascots, like Murray for Dio. And yeah, Davis, you were closer that time. And fuck you, by the way. I still never got an answer on my Dale Jacobs Cobra. Go back to my other episodes, folks. You don't know if you don't watch my show. This is an ongoing thing. Actually, I'm inviting myself on to Davis's next show. And do you guys know anything about jazz?
No.
I want to do the Pepsi challenge. I want Davis to invite me on his show, and I'm just going to listen. And he's going to play good jazz and bad jazz, and I'm going to see if I can guess what is good jazz or bad jazz. And then we're going to put me on display.
I remember you reaching out to the jazz community for some guidance in your last video, so that I like this concept.
How can we grow if we don't talk?
I'll just go out and throw it out there. I am not smart enough for jazz. I'm just not smart enough for jazz.
Marty, look at my face. Look at my wardrobe. Do I look like
a smart guy? Inside. It's what's inside.
If you look inside me, there's like, that meat that's in like Arby's and the cheese. That's what's in me.
It's all about the cheese whiz.
I just figure inside your shirt, Philip, there's like one of those little monkeys with the Tommy knockers things that's going at like 100.
That's what's going on in my brain right now. That's what's
monkey shines.
Yeah, it's
that monkey.
It's just going like 24/7 at that very consistent speed, and it's got that fucked up grin on its face.
Except it's getting old and tired after 50 years of doing it, so it's starting to be kind of a grim scene. Anyway, Chromie D, you're up.
Well, I gotta reload because I couldn't find the Wraith. Give me 11 seconds. Just sing a song or something.
Okay. Well, we're gonna run Alan next then.
We can do that. All right. Gotta mention, of course, with horror, and while they're not a metal band, they've always been metal adjacent. And Marty, I know it's not a personal favorite of yours, but we got to talk Misfits for at least a moment here, because
I have nothing against the Misfits. I'm just not.
It's okay.
I just never landed on them.
That's okay. That's nothing wrong with that. No, not everybody's going to like the same stuff. But in terms of bringing the real horror show stuff into punk hardcore and bringing it to a metal audience as well, Misfits did an incredible job with it. Of course, I was trying to think what particular song, if I was going to pick one to kind of embody their horror themes. It's hard because every other song, was steeped full of horror themes. But I decided if I was going to pick one and just one track from Misfits for horror metal night, I was going to pick Vampira, because at that point you've got the heavy metal themed horror band doing a horror themed song about a horror hostess who hosted horror movies and was the original one to do that, just like the Misfits were kind of the first band to bridge the horror punk scene in a big cult way. And yes, I know other bands dabbled with it in the 70s, but I just thought that added a lot of extra layers to it. And I like the song Vampira. Just starting out with the lines "black dress moves in a blue movie" was just that's classic Glenn lyrics right there. So you could pick 100 or at least 50 different Misfit songs to be emblematic of great horror stuff. But we're going to shout out Vampire tonight. That's the one we're going to go with, and that's my pick.
I missed the Misfits. Are you serious?
Did you miss the Misfits?
Was that what you guys were talking about?
We were. Where were you?
I was doing some chores. I was trying to find the next batch.
Oh, okay. Well, recap, because
I was harvesting. No, I get it. I get it. You picked Vampire. I know.
We're going for Vampire. What would you pick, Phil? One song, one Misfit song to
of all. Their my favorite is 138.
That's a good pick. That's a very
That's
solid
my
pick.
favorite Misfit song. In fact, it's like 137th favorite song of all time.
Sure it's not 139th?
What does it mean? What does it mean? We are the eyes of the tiger. What's going on? Is that like a Japanese cartoon reference or like?
I thought it was the Survivors.
Do you think Robot Clean does his face look down on mean through eyes of tiger? Why was I doing a hand job when I was doing that?
Whatever is down in Labrador is down. That's cool.
I'm sure it actually does thematically tie into something from the movie, but I have not seen the movie, so I can't. Tiger was, the big villain, or the name of, the random hat check, character in, one of the scenes. Who knows? Somebody knows. Maybe somebody in the chat knows.
Metal T always calls my home a habitat, not really my town. He calls it a habitat, which makes sense. By the way, F you, assholes, evil invaders. I found it. Cheryl and Finn, call me. My wife is asleep.
It would have been a lot cooler if she was in the Razor video, but
It would. Can you imagine if she was in the back of Larry's Hideaway selling acid?
See, I'm kind of picturing her now, like on the motorcycle from like the Terminator dude, and she's doing like the Tawny Katane kind of thing, but to Razor music.
Yep.
Alan, you have no idea that you're getting me to a heightened level of arousal right now. I'm not ready for it.
I thought I sensed like something's kind of going on there. Easy, big fella. Easy. Whoa.
Hey everyone, you having a good time? I am. Anyways, there are two types of fans of this band. There is this era. Sorry about the gleam. I'm just fucking tired. I just don't want to take it off. And there's this era. Where do you guys fit in the Laz Rocket category?
I only own Know Your Enemy. So that's the only Laz Rocket I own is Know Your Enemy on cassette.
Oh, Lord.
For
Lord
me,
have mercy. Lord have mercy.
I am Cities. If I have to pick one, I'm going to pick City's Gonna Burn. But I have no problem with the Sting era mascot going on there either. Annihilation Principle was the one that really got me hooked when they had the video for Fire in the Hole.
For Duke Nukem. It's Duke Nukem.
Yeah, it's Sting running around in the video.
For people that don't know, he's talking about the wrestler.
It is, yes, the wrestler, not the
wrapped around your finger Sting.
Yeah, not. We're not doing shit in a bottle here.
Not in the Great Rock and Roll Swindle Sting.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, the Police was ruined for me as a band when I realized I was unable to hear the song Roxanne without hearing the name sang like a parrot is saying it for some reason. That in my head, it's always like, Roxanne, probably want a cracker. I have no idea why. It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing about birds in the song. But anyway, it messed it up for me.
Guys, you can just feel the fear that Grown Man Record Night are feeling right now. They're like, but our show's coming on soon. And I'm like, it don't fucking matter, man. It's Sweeps Week, baby. It's Sweeps Week. We own your ass tonight.
A little bit, but I always watch their shit the next day.
Oh, yeah. I know, but it doesn't matter because we're waging war on them. Not because what a fan I am. I love them, but tonight, like Sting, I'm betraying them.
See, we're gonna notice the barbecue.
You're going to NWO Wolfpack on their asses.
He's gonna be rushing through his picks right now because he's like, "Come on, you motherfuckers! I need to go. I need to get out of here."
You got like the white and the black, but you got the red and the black over top of it. Damn.
Oh yeah,
we're tying this shit together.
But get back to old head. He nailed it on the head. As even though I am much more of a fan of the power metal Laz Rocket. And I got to tell you, when I was younger, here we go, Top Gun. I remember being younger and I thought this was a burly woman that was very pretty. And I was like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. And, right, it turned out to be Willie Lang. Rest his soul.
Sting, is that a rocket launcher in your pants?
But look how sultry fucking Willie Lang looks. It looks like the chick that was banging Court in Friday the 13th Part 6 in the trailer. And that's what I thought. I was like, oh shit, she's hot. But anyways, that's a confession. But that being said, I am a huge fan of this. And I'm embarrassed to bring up a CD. Guilty.
I got
Guilty.
CDs coming, so get over it.
I'm having my Dave Ellefson moment where I'm caught on film showing CDs. All right. But like this album was
flannel purple.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
This album was huge impact on me because in '89 I wanted to go see Leatherface in the theater, and we weren't allowed to go see it. You just couldn't. So we went out and we bought the soundtrack when it came out, and you had Death Angel, Hurricane. Holy fuck! Where would I be without Hurricane? All right, but what else here? We got MX Machine, Obsession, right? Just fantastic.
MX Machine, they had the album with the kid on the cover going like this.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. A terrible cover.
Yeah.
But I would never have heard of those bands if not for this. And absolutely, you know what I love about this is if you watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which has a lot of like interesting stuff like Oingo Boingo and stuff like that, they're a different vibe altogether. But this one was the one that had a major influence on me as a kid. I have not been taking care of my CDs. They are like scratched to shit. But yeah, and I love movie tie-ins, speaking of shocker, you know what I mean? And Leatherface at this point was very like MTV, like they were really trying to push like, see the movie, buy the combo. You know what I mean? Like, That's what I love about you guys in US&A. Very good at marketing this shit.
Marketing. It's all about the marketing.
Also, I only consider the first 3 Chainsaw Massacres. The rest are garbage. But this is my least favorite Leatherface. In case people are out there writing a book about me and want to know, right? Chapter 11, Phil's least favorite Leatherface.
All right, Alan, talk a lot because I have to go make water. I'll be right back.
All right.
I wish he said bowel movement. That would have been so much better.
Would have been more horrible for Horror Night. But another band that we should definitely show a little love to on Monster Night is another band that dressed up like monsters. Death SS. I picked Heavy Demons just because it shows them on all their costumed glory. But if you don't know Death SS, this was a 70s Italian kind of horror glam rock weird band. Their music's always kind of defied description a little bit, and that's what kind of makes them very fun. The band was the brainchild of one Steve Sylvester, which is where the SS comes from. Yeah, yes, I'm sure he realized there was some shock value spelling it out that way, but it really wasn't. It's not some kind of Nazi band or anything. They're all about, as you can see, vampire, werewolf, mummy. Each band member had a monster persona, and they really took it and ran with it. Steve kind of insisted for years that as they went through lineup changes, that whoever came into the band, they had to like adopt the same persona. That it wasn't no, we didn't have that guy on guitar. It was always mummy on guitar. Maybe the guy wearing the mummy costume changed. We don't give a fuck because it's mummy. When it comes to Death SS.
Do you think that Kiss was influenced by this? But speaking of SS and adopting new actors to fill in, oh my God.
There's a thing there. Death SS definitely owed, a nod to Kiss. They owed a nod to Alice Cooper, no doubt. And, to be very clear, these guys had very little commercial success. I mean, they had almost nothing released during their original run. They did an EP that literally had a pressing flaw where the sound is fucked up on one side on it. They had a couple of tracks on compilations, but it was just one of those good examples. It's a little bit like the Vampira story. They had a very short run in real time and fell apart and, were never really a thing after that. But that little brief moment they were on the stage had a huge impact on so many people to come down the pipe. All the Italian doom metal bands throughout the 80s and into the 90s, they all pay homage to Death SS in one way or another. Members, went off and did other projects, and other bands, they all adopted that Italian weirdness. It was literally like its own little subgenre for all these bands like Black Hole and Requiem. And of course, Paul Chain going on to do, his projects and stuff. But yeah, Death SS, one of the original horror rock metal bands. So their music's odd. I'm not going to claim it's my favorite stuff on earth to listen to, but if you really like the horror metal crossovers, it's one that you should be at least, familiar with.
Kings of Evil is one of my... Alan, Marty,
Yes?
fix the sound. The sound echo is not working for me, darling.
Oh, it just went away. See? You ask and I deliver.
Don't
Deliver
make
the
me
goods.
pull Eliza Minnelli on you tonight.
I can't work under these conditions.
God damn it. But yeah, Kings of Evil. You know that cover with the evil Jesus, which is like, as a Catholic growing up, that's heavy, man. That is fucking... Can you imagine evil Jesus? That is... Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
Like, remember in Superman 3 when Superman turned evil and he's flicking peanuts, destroying all them Jack Daniels bottles? Look at that, people. Like, Ken, I don't know what your stance is on religion. You represent death metal and shit. But god damn, look at those. He's got like them fucking serpent eyes.
I gotta tell you right now, the hot take, that looks like Hellhammer from Mayhem.
Well, I'm not comfortable.
From Mayhem.
I'm going to church on Sunday. That's it.
I just
I'm
ain't
done with
touching
this
it.
shit.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
put that down. But Kings of Evil, I love especially the breakdown when it turns into that like Angel Witch Beer Hall songs. Come with us for the Kings of Evil, we want to try and use that.
yeah, all of a sudden it sounds like something from the Labyrinth soundtrack.
We want to destroy. What is it? We want to destroy in the rain of fire or something like that. I mean, goddamn, that's fucking amazing.
Indeed.
Anyways, good choice, Martin. It's your choice.
Okay. Well, Alan was talking about impure relations with fish, so we might as well continue with the Lovecraft. Sulfur aeons swallowed by the ocean's tide. Super Killer Cthulhu cover, and amateur hour.
Thank you.
It's only amateur hour if you try to re-sleeve it on camera.
Lovecraftian death metal, and it's crushing, fast, modern, but good modern. A little bit of morbid angelisms in there, maybe, but mostly just super fast and intricate, really super atmospheric.
Great stuff.
But yeah, very cool. Very awesome.
Don't know it at all, but I'm sold on that cover.
Sulfur Aeon, yep.
Their cover art is amazing on all their albums. It really captures the Lovecraft madness creatures. Yeah, it's great German. Kind of right on, it's Black and Death or Deathly Black. I don't, it's kind of straddles the line.
Really modern, fast death metal. I don't know. I don't hear a lot of black in it. It's just very modern and
there's
produced and
there's black metal touches to it, I think. But yeah, I mean, I have it on the death metal shelf, but I can see where people make a case for it. It's having black metal influences. For me, tons of bands try to do the whole Cthulhu mythos and heavy metal, and it's been done to death at this point. For me, Sulfur Aeon's the band that really got it right. They get the monstrousness of it. They really, have the lyrics. It really, hit it on the head for capturing the vibe from the Lovecraft stories, rather than just saying the word Cthulhu over and over again with, some funeral doom riffs in the back. Sulfur Aeon really works it in to, the visuals and the lyrics really nicely. Excellent band.
Yep.
It was on my stack. You beat me to it.
I'm writing it down. Even though I hate spelling Cthulhu, I'm not comfortable with it. I know there's a C, a TH, and a U, but
Sulfur
after that.
Aeon.
The word was not meant to be pronounced by human vocal organs.
Right. Your tongue would have to be slit into 6,000 parts just to pronounce the first syllable of my name. I love shit like that. Oh, Hamburglar, you've led me astray again. I listen. I as you guys are talking about black metal and stuff, I have such like the term is not. Penis envy is not the right word for it, but I'll call it penis envy because I feel it's what's stopping my channel. But I've been around black metal dudes. Like, believe it or not, guys, I've hung out with real, honest to God, black metal dudes, and they always don't want to be around me. And it's not because they don't like me. Well, I have a black metal dude guy that, you know, he's in a band and he's known, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to ruin his street cred, but he said I'm very disarming because I'm the dude, you know, the brother from the Wonder Years, the older brother, the asshole,
Yeah,
the blonde guy, Jason Hervey. Anyone know who Jason Hervey is from the Wonder Years?
I remember the Wonder Years.
Yeah. They said I had that kind of vibe, and I give off that vibe because I'm like, if someone is like very morose, like I find black metal people like very like, this is my cot. What do you think of them? And I'm around them, and when I'm around people like that for a long period of time, I get like, I try to figure out what makes them tick and shit, and I get like fucking tickly and shit. And if I find out if you're into black metal and you're ticklish, you're fucked. And then I'm like, if they get angry and shit, because I'm fucking a beast, I'll slap wrestling moves on them, and they fucking hate that. I think that's why I can't be involved with the black metal scene. So, guys, if you're watching this show and you're a black metal guy and you're thinking about subscribing, I'm sorry, dude. I don't want to offend you. I'll strap a figure 4 on your ass.
It's time to broaden their horizons, their sonic horizons. Black metal's cool, but there's a lot of other culture too.
Like I said, I'm envious. I really would like to get into it a little bit more, but I am totally like, you know, a dilettante when it comes to it. So I'm waiting for someone to actually like help me. Give me like Davis Winchester's going to help me out with jazz.
I think he's already left for a Grown Man Record Night because he's not commenting anymore.
Fuck that guy. He's done. We actually, after this show, guys, the Leather Pirates come out. We're going to attack Grown Man Record Night. Hands in. Everybody that's here, everybody take a fucking butter knife and cut yourself. We're all Davis is here. He's here. Davis is here. He would never leave us.
He's cleaning. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
All right. It's my turn, right?
It's your turn.
It is.
Hold on a sec. Let me rip off the sleeve. Oh, shit. Oh, Phil. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Phil's going to be pedestrian right now, right?
Good album.
Yeah. Good album, right? He's going to talk about Godzilla because Mothra was brought up, right? You'd think. No. Is he going for Nosferatu? No.
He's got killer lyrics, man. Sci-fi type shit. Killer.
Sure, I'm not. This is my favorite Blue Oyster Cult, by the way, of all time. But no. Speaking of monsters,
I like Secret Treaties a lot. Anyway.
Oh no, my absolute second favorite song on this is Death Valley Nights. I adore the vibe of Death Valley Nights. Anyways, who's with me?
I can dig it.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate
there you go.
that.
Davis is responding.
I'll only charge you for jazz coaching if you want some church burn. I read that as Ernest Borgnine. Church burnings for Ernest Borgnine recordings. Yeah, there's actually some outtakes of him on the Earwolf set.
On the Marty set, he did a lot of singing.
Marty Borgnine. Okay, so the song that I'm talking about here tonight, guys, can we stop being foolish here? It's fucking sweeps week.
Time to be serious, of course.
Yeah, please. I'm going for the song, the So Tired of this album, I Love the Night. Crickets? Really? Am I getting crickets from this?
Good album. I mean, it's all good.
No, Marty. You don't convince me. You don't know this song. I love the night. You know what I love about it? I'm going to pair it with this shit. Once Bitten with Jim Carrey and Lauren Hutton. It's a vampire fucking song. And
Jim Carrey was in that movie? Wait a minute.
And speaking of Grown Man Record Night,
I'm not a movie guy.
Speaking of Grown Man Record Night, the 3-speed song, Zep Pearl's here. Zeppers! Oh, look, Brian Arkham's been here for a while, guys. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge you earlier. But yeah, this is Jim Carrey, early Jim Carrey, and he's being seduced by a vampire with big tatas. His girlfriend's a little bit prudish, but she's a good dancer. Anyways, all I'm saying is that when I was first exposed to this as a child and I Love the Night came on, my father had it on, I was like, this song sucks. This is the worst garbage song I ever heard in my life. And then I started listening to it and I'm like, this fucking this spectral broad shows up out of nowhere, and she seduces him and all this shit. And then the lyrics are like, "One look in the mirror told me so." And then I started piecing it together, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is about a vampire." Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Specters. Anyways, sorry, I'm a little drunk. I'm trying to articulate myself, but I'm not stopping. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's only going to get worse.
That's a cool pick. Oh, yeah, I would not have thought of that, but that's a cool pick.
Did you know that was about a vampire, though?
I did not.
Did not.
Mm-mm.
Anyone that's home tonight celebrating their anniversary, put on "I Love the Night."
My wife's a Duran Duran fan, so that wouldn't probably fly. But anyway.
Girls on film. 2 minutes later. Goes on.
I got a lot
film.
of rarities sitting right over there. A bunch of Duran Duran singles. Alan, you want to see them?
Oh, okay. Arcadia's talking about 3-Speed is also on the Rad soundtrack. I'm actually starting to like this person. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Alan.
Okay, well,
time to shine.
If we're talking vampires and love, then it's time to rotate this one to the top of the stack. Pentagram, Be Forewarned, with vampire love action on the cover. At least I've always assumed it's vampire stuff going on.
I'm going to have a hot take here. I'm just going to cut right in. I have never understood the Pentagram love. I just don't get it. I don't get why people love that band. I just don't
get it. It is Vampire Love. It is right here in the track list. And you get not only vampires, you get wolves with Wolf's Blood. And both those are just real, by Pentagram standards, they're kind of sleazy songs in a way, especially Vampire Love. Victor Griffin's just got that big, honking, bottom-heavy sound going. Really cool tracks off of an unsung Pentagram album that went badly overlooked at the time. I mean, the band was winding down. I think it was clear to everybody they weren't going to last much longer. It's kind of amazing they got that album out the door when they did in the first place. But yeah, you've got wolves, you've got vampires, you've got Nightmare Gown, you got all kinds of creepy stuff going on here. And Pentagram didn't always do creepy stuff. They had songs, from different veins and all. It was in the doomy and metally stuff. But yeah, this one's got a good, just a good cross section. I was thinking, like, yeah, what are the things touch on the kind of the classics and horrors? It's like, oh yeah, this album actually touches a lot of the bases. It really checks off the boxes. So yeah, Pentagram absolutely. And Marty, if you don't get it, that's quite all right. We love you anyway. But yeah, Pentagram's always been one of my favorites.
Oh, I know. I know a lot of people that love them, but I don't hate them. I just don't get the, I don't know.
Phil, where do you stand on Pentagram?
Oh, I'm an amateur. I do have the Relentless, that beautiful black cover. I never really knew much about them, to be honest with you, growing up. But what's on that album? Loves it. It's a great album.
It really is. Yep. All right, Marty.
I was kind of stretching for this one, but we're going with Blood Feast, Kill for Pleasure.
Oh man.
Okay.
The song Vampire.
Mm-hmm. 3 vampires in a row.
3 vampires in a row. I mean, it's obviously I've got more vampire coming too, by the way. It's not just this, but this is excellent US proto. Well, it's a thrash band, but I always considered them thrash, but they're kind of proto-death. I don't know, but I was trying to read the lyrics to Vampire before the show went on, and there was a lot of lyrics. I was quite surprised at just how many lyrics that there was in the song, but good stuff. Excellent band. They reformed. They're putting out albums. It's not the same singer, I don't think. So the charm is lost a little bit, but I mean, they're still good, but this guy has just had a really weird, wretched, screaming type style.
Hold on one second.
Excellent band.
That's a cool one. I have not thought of that album in probably decades. I owned that album back a long time ago.
It's a great record. It's a lot of fun, and the Face Fade EP is also really good.
Yeah, at some point it got traded away or something, and I haven't thought of that thing in ages. That's really cool to see. Just like, oh yeah, Blood Feast, and just the giant blue skull, very very 80s looking for sure.
Yeah, and you want to keep going. I mean, there's Cannibal on here. I mean, that's also kind of a monster type of thing. The Evil. I don't know. Good stuff. Great band. It's really they're on New Renaissance Records, and they never really seem to take off, which is sad. Although it's kind of a cult classic, I guess. Or be thrashed.
Yeah, it's just another one that got swallowed in the wave of bands that were in that the thrash and pushing into heavier territory. They were having to catch up to Death. They were having to catch up to Dark Angel. They were having to catch up to Possessed. Not every band can be at the top. By definition, only a few bands are going to fit up there.
You gotta love the review on the hype sticker. Get the family out of the house and crank up the volume. This is the Headbangers Delight from Dan Post of Not for Posers fanzine.
My copy had that same sticker on it too. That same weird pink colored reddish pink sticker.
Yep. Still looking for his purse at the mall.
He left it at Hot Topic. It's always at Hot Topic.
It's always a Hot Topic. And you're up.
We got some REO Speedwagon coming at you for 2 for Tuesday. Yow! So what did you guys do? What was the last one? I'm sorry, guys. I had to have a pee for myself.
We had to have Blood Feast, the song.
Oh, you're still on Blood Feast.
I'm done.
Your timing is perfect. Blood Feast. We have feasted, and now it's your turn.
Okay. This one I'm going to get an absolute thumbs down and a boo from a lot of you. I don't give a fuck. That's how badass I am. I got to bring it up because it's something that early on in my music exposure, and it really disturbed me as a child.
Oh yeah.
Shit, come on. The fucking sleep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay, everybody fixates on this was supposed to be the original cover. Right? Yes, there's a sexual assault by a robot, and why is he wearing a trench coat? Okay.
That's what they did.
This is offensive. I get that, but I'm more interested in this guy. What's going on there? Who is this?
It's very cool.
And you know what?
It looks like a rat fink. It looks like a rat fink drawing.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely looks like he's going to sell a hot rod to you, a custom hot rod, or it should be on the side of it should be on the cover of Van Culture magazine.
Yeah.
But definitely, and art wise, just to look at it, it's not consistent at all. Like the style of art here is extraordinarily different than what's going on up here.
Yeah,
I'm getting better with my Top Gun. But anyways, yeah, it's this is much more cartoony up here, and this is much more life drawing. I love this album. You guys,
it's like the pyromania of its era.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not a perfect album. I really do. I don't give a shit what anybody says about me here tonight. What's not
perfect about it? What song on there is deterring you from it being a perfect album?
Sweet Child of Mine is the worst song. It's actually the worst sound I ever heard in my life.
Well, there's millions of people that would disagree with you on that. I mean, I hate that fucking song because I've heard it 10 million fucking times. If I never heard it again, I would rather listen to Def Leppard's Photograph.
Yeah. No, I hate that song almost biblically. But I will say that I do love this album, and I think that Rocket Queen is my favorite song on this.
Rocket Queen's a good one. Yeah.
I love how the whole album is sleazy as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And very dark, and then ends with that weird positive spin. What?
Yeah. It's a weird
That
closer.
is a very positive, for such a nihilistic album and sleazy and dark. I don't know.
It is a weird but cool closing note for the album.
Yeah.
If I'm going to pick one, I want to pick Night Train is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've lived Night Train, and I love that. We've all been there, guys. You know what I mean? But I also remember as a kid when this came out, the girls in my class, they couldn't say you're so fucking crazy. They were on the bus and they were singing you're so fudging crazy. But yeah. Anyways, the robot rape monster is Zep Pearl. I saw your video and you motherfucker, you posted that song. Why couldn't you have played You Could Be Mine? Did they play You Could Be Mine?
You know they got to play most of that album.
I'm not a huge GNR fan either, but I do think that album had potential to be perfect. But there's only one perfect album, but I'm not ready to share that with you guys yet.
That's okay. We have to keep our secrets.
Alan.
Okay.
It's no secret you're going to show a record with monsters on it.
I'm actually going to show one that doesn't have a monster on the cover, but there's a monstrous kind of song title with the lyrics, and there's something kind of spooky about the record itself. We're going to show a single by a band called Excel.
Oh, Return to Boner High. You've won me.
I thought this might hit Phil's pleasure button, and was
no
right.
Cabbage Patch or
no monster, no cabbage here, no carnivorous vegetables.
Ian Iceberg.
But Excel, good little 45, typical, mid-80s U.S. metal. That got a song on here, one of the monster classics, Last Ride of Ichabod Crane. So again, got to touch on the classics of spooky horror stuff.
Jesus, you're like dredging the bowels of metal history for these fucking. I was like looking at covers saying, I don't know what I'm gonna pick, and he's got Ichabod.
Hi, Marty. My name's Alan. This is what I do. Let's talk metal. But
this band is called Tess of the D'Urbervilles.
It's pretty. This one, it's a straightforward metal song. Cool, got a good little, decent gallop to it. The thing that is kind of extra spooky about this one, and actually why I picked it though, this single isn't supposed to exist.
That's what I was wondering. Because I really am into these like private presses, and I don't own this. Metal T is totally fucking riding your ass right now, brah.
Yeah, I knew the guy personally. He's a weenie. When I lived in Bulgaria, I knew the guy.
Weenie or not, the deal with Excel was they.
But there's a 33 of this, yeah.
Yes, they released an album with the same general cover. It's called "Deliver the Dream," written on the bottom, and that was kind of it. And then some point, I guess it's in the 90s, a dealer, had gotten a copy of the single, and he eventually tracked down a couple of the band members, to see if they had old stock, like like vinyl dealers do. And I think he got a few LPs from the band, and he's asking, great, they worked that out. He's like, do you also have any copies of the single? And they're like, what single? He's like, the Excel single. Do you have any copies of your single also left around? They're like, we never made a single. And he's like, yes, you did. They're like, no, we didn't. And at this point, it's getting a little awkward. I talked to the dealer. He told me this story. He's kind of like, guys, I don't know how to tell you this. I mean, you're the band that recorded the music, but he remembers. He's like, here, I own a copy of it. You made a single, and the band members lost their shit. They're like, what the fuck is that? It turns out the label decided to put out a single and never told the band, never paid them for it, never got their permission for it, never sent them any copies of it. None of the band members knew that a second piece of vinyl was put out featuring a couple of their tracks. So yeah, as far as the band, until they found out, from the vinyl dealer who was getting surplus copies from, they had no idea that they had released a single. So kind of.
Well, you've blown my mind, because this is something that I'm very interested in, and I know that I'm a part of a very niche market right now. But this is fascinating, and I'm not even being an asshole. Like wow.
Professor Steele strikes again.
Professor Steele.
Yeah, you're right, Phil. the full length 12-inch album, it doesn't turn up all that often to begin with, but yeah, then there's the 7-inch too, and even the band didn't know that it existed. So, ooh, spooky. That's my take.
Metal T, are you ready? We're going to get ray guns sometime tonight. It's going to happen, brother. It's going to happen.
All right.
All right, Marty, take it away.
Again, I'm stretching, but this is a cover. I always looked at this picture and thought, "Oh, this is a monster that seems very nimble and bendy." He's out
How
for
dare
one
you talk
thing.
about Tanya Harding that way?
He's out for blood. He's out for. He's very nimble. It looks like he could chase me down and cut me up with his little saw stick there. And yeah, I mean, again, it's another guy with a rotten off head. His head's like all exposed skull, but there's still muscle and sinew on his extremities. I don't get what happens here. Is I don't know how that the decomposition process is the most.
Is he doing a self-circumcision there?
He might
What I'm
be.
trying to figure out.
He's got a leg or an arm there. It's an arm he's chopping up. But everybody knows suffocation. It's
I like that cover, to be honest with you.
I do too. I like how raw it's really kind of raw looking. It isn't perfect. It just has. It's just cool, very vibrant colors, interesting monster.
I gotta wonder if the artist was kind of into like a Todd McFarlane thing. I'm getting a little bit of a Venom vibe.
There's a definite adult horror comic vibe going on here, which is cool.
Yeah. I think his face looks kind of like Willie from Living Death. Remember that conversation we had?
Yeah, Willie. Yeah, and he also, what was the name of the creator guy again? I can't remember.
A Violent Mind. But I'm really not comfortable pronouncing Sodom's mascot.
Oh,
I always, like, when I was younger, I called it the Narnheinz, but it's not that. It's pronounced differently. Metal T, you grew up in Transylvania. What was it called?
He's lived everywhere for at least 2 years.
I know.
I've been everywhere, man.
He's definitely. It's true though. Like, but I'm trying to. Come on, how do you pronounce people? How do you pronounce Sodom's mascot's name?
Jurgen, that's a good one for you. How do you pronounce
please.
Sodom's mascot's name? Of course, we can't hear him.
That's what I say. If you're waiting for him,
if you could spell it phonetically for us,
we can't hear. He's gonna write it down. We're like, oh yes.
Speak to us through the veil, Jurgen.
It's kind of like the nuclear assault, like where it's the happy face is jumping up and down. Like, just spell it up for that. What's his name? It's okay. Heinz. Jurgen, please, can you please help us, idiots?
He's gonna write it down. We're not gonna know how to say it. If we need,
he did. He spelled it out right there.
German.
It's like
he should be able to say it, no problem.
Heinz. Heinz.
It looks disturbingly like Karen's.
I'm going to go with Narnheinz, and I know that he's laughing his ass off right now at me, but yeah.
I'm going to go with Karen. I'm going to go with Karen's, so that everybody complain. Whenever someone's complaining, like, turn that horrible music down, we can just say it's Karen's fault.
Cool character. I was in, I think it was in upstate New York. What was it, Webster maybe? And with Cauldron, and I walked into a store and they had a fucking beautiful standee of the Narnheinz. Oh my God, from Persecution Mania. And it was full size. And I'm going to tell you right now, I was willing to do some shit that I don't want to talk about right now to get it. Long story short, I didn't have to do it because they wouldn't sell it. And that guy died. And I wonder who got it. Just to get depressing.
They probably went to Goodwill or in a dumpster.
Yeah. The hard K, then it's perfect. So hard K. So it's, hold on, let me try. Okay, hold on. No, Jurgen, please let me try this, please. It's a hard K, then it's perfect. So I said Narnheinz, so it's Kranheinz? Oh, are you backing me up? Kranheinz?
Like Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes. Not good.
I'm willing to let you take this ball and run with it, Philip.
Jurgen. I love how you're calling me Philip because my mother's watching tonight.
Yes,
I'm not
hey, people, if my mother's watching this and he calls me Phil, He's in a lot of trouble.
He did drop one fill. He dropped one fill early on.
Did he? Were we doing a fill count?
Marty, you're going to get me in trouble with Mom.
Speaking of trouble with Mom, it's Alan's turn.
Okay. I don't think we've had quite enough 80s slasher horror movies brought up just yet in this. We've had our classics, we've had our giant moths, but we need a little more love for the 80s horror, and German band called Capricorn did us a favor when they put Camp Blood on their first album.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Got some Friday the 13th shit.
Got a little Friday the 13th tribute on one of the lesser known bands from Noise Records back in the day.
That's a Noise band? I've never even heard of them.
Well, let's see. Were they Noise? Now I'm doubting myself.
His name was Jason, and they were making love.
Is actually they're TNT, a weird label, but I think they're affiliated with Noise somehow. But it's getting late, and I've taken a lot of cough medicine today, so maybe I'm wrong.
Too many hipster tears.
They definitely don't sound like a typical Noise band. They're very rumbly kind of sounding band. It's not typical European power metal at all. The vocal is a lot gruffer sounding. It's got more of a sort of tougher sound, but it still has a European metal. It's not getting into like Pantera isms or anything. But yeah, I always thought it was kind of cool that they did a decent little Friday the 13th tribute on one of their two albums, and both albums have kind of cool blazing ram's head artwork on them.
X Grinder, No Remorse Records.
Okay, there we go. So wasn't Noise, my bad. But yeah, you don't see. I'm sure there are some more Jason themed metal songs out there, but Camp Blood by Capricorn is always the one I think of.
Are we going to bring up Alice Cooper again on the Constrictor masterpiece that everyone shits on?
I'm kind of surprised no one's brought up Alice Cooper just yet.
I do not.
I'd love to thrill your gorilla tonight.
I own 0 Alice Cooper. 0.
I own them all. I even own the panties on the Schools Out. That's how heavy I am into Alice Cooper.
One of my, it was like, a friend of the family growing up was, the mega Alice Cooper fan, and just has, everything under the sun from Cooper. I guess, as far as I know, he still has his entire collection. I don't think he's gotten rid of any of it at this point. He's got to be pushing 70. I haven't seen him in several years. But yeah, mega Cooper fan.
When my father brought me to Friday the 13th Part 6, I hear that echo. Marty?
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, I fucking hope so.
It's just a moment. It's just a moment. You have to wait. You have to.
My father brought me to see Friday the 13th Part 6, and from there on in '86, I was an Alice Cooper nut, and everybody makes fun of me because I think Alice Cooper Constrictor is fantastic, and I know I'm wrong. But
is that the same album that's got Poison on it, or is that its own album?
No, that's later on, man. That's the post Kane Roberts era, dude.
That's like the glam Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Era.
Well, I would. This is the first time he stopped drinking, which not that I don't approve of that. But I will say that Constrictor had some fun shit on there, and Trick Bag. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Is a horrible shit song. But it was the original Man Behind the Mask. If you actually have the box set from Alice Cooper, you hear the original Friday the 13th Part 6. But I'm a huge fan. I actually own the maquette from Friday the 13th Part 6, an actual real prop piece from that film.
Sweet.
Huh. Neat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a very important person, guys. I don't know if you understand this.
You're a cherished Labradorian landmark.
Yeah, in my habitat, I'm huge.
Yes, that's right. Who the hell just went?
I did. I did Camp Blood.
Yeah, so that means you're up, Martin.
So you know what? Crossover. Let's talk about crossover. There's not many monsters in crossover. Would you agree?
Yeah, because crossover doesn't want anything to do with Sword and Sandal or Ghosts and Goblins.
No, they don't. Unless, of course, you're from Seattle and The Accused, and you have Martha Splatterhead as your mascot. And this band is one of my favorites, not only in crossover but in most music. Their first 3 or 4 albums are classics in my book. This is their first. Martha Splatter, The Return of Martha Splatterhead, and there she is on the cover. She's a cold-blooded killer, zombie type thing. I don't know if she's a zombie or not, but in this picture, she certainly looks like it. But
this is at her sexiest, though. Like this is her high school
her
photo.
sexiest. Decomposition has not claimed her figure yet.
Like I would definitely like crackers in bed and all.
Oh,
I have
definitely.
no problem with it. The only female mascot, as far as I know.
You know what? That's a good point. Let's think about this for a minute. Only
There
female mascot.
there is no other female mascot, and it burns my ass that it's not a true blue heavy metal band because it's a crossover band.
Yeah,
but I would say that Accused are more of a metal band. Yeah, I would say that they're a heavy metal band in some ways.
Yeah,
but
the riffs. Tommy Niemeyer was an amazing riff writer, and these early Accused albums just fucking rage, man. They just completely rage, destroy, all that good stuff. And there's a lot of speed metal in this hardcore. And Blaine's
sure, absolutely,
vocals are crushing, absolutely sick, twisted, nasty snarls. I love it.
Fenric is upset with us. Zunko, I love that last name, by the way. Has anyone mentioned Ghoul? No, we haven't. And you would be right. By the way, speaking of the sexual assault, people are like clamoring right now. They're like, but you didn't do a VHS. Why didn't you do that for Appetite? I chose this big box, Sex and Violence.
Oop, hold on. Okay. I grabbed the wrong window. Hold on.
People, please look at this.
There we go.
This is so offensive. Like the best of sex.
What the hell is he wearing? He looks like he's wearing like a bear hood or something, or a bear outfit.
Hey, skin the bear from fucking Heavy Load.
It's like John Rambo in a bear hood or something.
What's awesome about this, it's actually hosted by John Carradine, who is like very ancient, and he's sitting in a chair. And the Carradine brothers, you remember like the what's the girl from Goonies, the less interesting one, the blonde-haired one?
You're asking the wrong dude.
You watched the Goonies? Fuck you. You had a childhood.
Well, I had a childhood, but I don't remember any of the fucking names.
I'm not. Her name is Martha Plimpton, by the way, in case anyone's out there. Anyways, her dad, Keith Carradine, is in this, and the guy who hung himself from trying to blow himself off by a noose. But Kung Fu: The Legend continues. David Carradine.
Carradine.
Yeah, anyways, he's in this, and the Carradine brothers introduced this film, and it's all like clips of like sexual violence. Like, I can't believe I own this.
Why is the box extra thick? Does it come with like moist towelettes?
It comes with it came with a bunch of KFC drumsticks back in the day, dude, because I worked in a video store for like a long time. Clamshells were like, you know, that was the thing, especially for a lot of like pornos and wizard video. He is the Viking from Faithful Breath cover. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, like, what was she doing out like that? I'm not saying she deserved that. My Jesus, that's not what I'm saying. But
what was he doing out like that?
Exactly, Alan. Thank you. Us too.
It's a completely impractical knife too, by the way. It's like, is it machete? What is that? It's like also, a half-size machete. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure that people that are watching this show didn't feel gypped.
Is it your turn there, Chromie D? I don't know where the hell we're at anymore.
I've got something. Well, you spoiled it by stealing my destruction cover.
Well, you got to get on that shit quick.
That's true. I will pick something that I think is an interesting cover. Hold on a sec. Yeah, here we go. Oh, Canada.
It's B, the final, the sci-fi show.
Thank you. With Robert Englund and Mark Singer, the Beastmaster.
That shit was my world back when I was in grade school.
I was scared to death of V.
I
was terrified of V. but also it gave me so many boners because like Jane Badler, or it was Jane Badler. Oh my god! And the girl from Spinal Tap, Dolby.
Oh my
in
god,
it
the
too.
80s hotties were all over that fucking show.
And all those fucking red outfits and shit. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, lordy. Anyways, I don't own the box set on VHS, and there's only so many DVDs and CDs I'm going to bring up on a show. But I will pair this with They Live. Like what's beneath.
Roddy Piper.
That's who I named my daughter after, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how committed I am to the bit. But this actually has one of my absolutely favorite songs of all time. Break Down the Walls. Nobody talks about this album.
Yeah, it kind of gets forgotten.
Well,
unfairly.
I look at the red lighting and smoke. That's why metal is the best genre of all time.
My favorite's Long Live the Loud. I love that fucking record.
I love that too. I've got the shirt. I've got the back patch back when it mattered. But I will say that her arm is unnaturally long.
Don't make me unsee that.
Yeah, no, you've got to. But like, this is why heavy metal will always be better than jazz, Davis Winchester, because there ain't no jazz photos with red lighting and fucking smoke like that.
And dudes holding pointy guitars and wearing bullet belts and spandex.
What? Chromie is a better song than Downtown Hanoi. There's nothing better than Downtown Hanoi. I love Downtown Hanoi, but I will say that one of my favorite songs on this is School Rules. I hate. I love that song. I hate School Rules. Yeah, very good. Anyways, yeah. Well, I don't want to be like anticlimactic, but yeah, that's my big exciter. And yes, match it and pair it with V or They Live.
Absolutely V.
I can dig it. Yep.
That V shit. I remember getting on the bus in the morning after a V episode, like talking about, oh my god, just you they ate the mouse, holy shit, you know.
Oh yeah. It was like what everybody did with Lost 30 years later. Yeah, the next morning, every kid could not shut up about that whatever episode.
Yeah. There was either V or Battlestar Galactica. I was like, holy shit, let's talk about it. You know,
I will never forget when June Chadwick, that was her name. Excuse me, that was what's his name? Nigel's girlfriend, June Chadwick. I remember she was there rubbing a canary and she ate its head, and I'm like.
So good. All right, Alan, talk a lot because I have to go urinate again. I don't want to wait to see what you're going to show first.
All right. Well, I'm going to dredge through the dusty corners of the heavy metal underground to find another release.
Unheard gem.
That's what I was hired for. That's in my contract. I got to do at least 3 a night, or Marty beats me with a wet noodle.
That's right. Well, is that what we're calling it now?
That's what he says. It's a wet noodle. I don't know if the lights are out.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we're going to do. I want to call this new wave of British heavy metal, though maybe it's a little late for that. It's a band called Target. Target.
I was there the other day. I used my Target card. I got 5% off.
I'll go take a whiz. But yeah, right away, the fact that they've tacked UK on the end of their own name kind of tells you these guys were very much wanting to break into the American market. And they have kind of an American sound for a British band at the time. But it's pretty good. It came out in 85, so it's right there in that awkward phase where, the purists are going to say, thou shalt not call it new wave of British heavy metal. And then the crowd that's a little more inclusive says, yeah, it's okay. There's still a few things there that count. It's all good. We don't have to, party wasn't over just yet. Close, but not yet. But what the fuck? I want to call it new wave of British heavy metal. They've got a song on here called...
Marty, what year is this? I'm sorry. What year is this?
This is 85. 85.
Oh, okay. I'm a little bit more snobby. Okay, all right.
We're past the prime new wave of British heavy metal years for sure. I'm not going to argue that. Not going to argue that at all. But there's a song on here, one of the tracks, and again, just emphasizing the Americanness, there's a track called FBI. Now, if you're a small British band, sort of earning your chops on the pub scene, why the fuck are you writing a song called FBI? Why aren't you writing about the Queen's Guard and the fluffy hats and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They very much seem to have sort of an American mentality here. But the flip side of it is called Alive and Kicking. and it's a Frankenstein themed song. So, Target doing a little Frankenstein thing. It's a catchy enough little song, rocks pretty good, but the sleeve here, I like these simple monochrome sleeves from New Wave of British heavy metal stuff. Yeah, they're called Target. They find a simple way to do a Target. That's fair. But to tie it in a little bit more with our monster theme tonight, there's a second version of the sleeve that shows up a lot less than that version, on which they actually broke out Lon Chaney's Phantom of the Opera and got alive and kicking on the going down the side of it over here. Now I'm having trouble with Top Gun stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of got the logo up there in the corner a little bit. So same exact single. As far as I can tell, there's no difference in the pressing on the singles, but most copies you see have the previous cover. This is one of those things I stumbled upon once upon a time. I was just like, what the hell is that? I knew the Target single. I already owned the Target single. I had crossed it off the want list eons ago. It had been laid to rest. I was happy and content. And this thing showed up one day and just like, damn it, now I have to buy another copy of the same record because, well, why wouldn't I? But yeah, so this one not only has the lyrics, cool little Frankenstein rocking out number, but it's got the art to go with it. But it's not Frankenstein artwork. Don't make that mistake. That
looks like a punk album though. Like a punk.
It kind of does. The way, yeah, it's with the
extraordinarily punk. The Xerox like DIY, like everything right down to the font, everything about it looks punk.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've always wondered, was this like the DIY, get a few copies out there into circulation to drum up some interest, and then they got the other cover? Or did they do the other cover first, and it was kind of maybe a little too plain, wasn't catching enough eyeballs, and so then they plastered this thing together with the extra copies to try to catch a few more eyeballs? Don't know. Another heavy metal mystery for somebody to solve.
Cool.
That is my pick. So, Philip, we're back to the top of the batting order.
It's my turn? Fuck me.
Don't I come after Alan?
Yeah, you do, Marty.
You do. Well, you made fun of my target, so you don't get a pick this time.
Well, this is, we're going to explore the human condition when it comes to monsters.
Oh, shit.
We're going to spank our inner weasel here or something. That's a little late for that.
Maybe later. Hopefully there won't be 50 people watching when I do that. But anyway, we are going with Dahmer.
Okay.
He's a monster, serial killer. Yeah. He preferred dining upon his victims because they were delicious. They call human with some tribes in South wherever, they call human meat long pork.
Yeah.
It must be delicious. I don't know. Never tried it. I guess if I was hungry enough and I had the opportunity, I would probably try it. It would probably be good.
It would have to be honey garlic, though.
It'd have to be marinated. It might have to be, actually the marinade, I'm a salt and pepper guy. That's my seasoning. I'm a salt and pepper guy. I don't need that.
Oh my, here we go. Salt and pepper guy.
Thrashy. I don't know what the hell you call this band. This has been a band that's always perplexed me when it comes to. They're definitely thrashy. There's some death metalisms to it. There's some grindisms to it in the earlier days, but this whole album's about Dahmer. And he killed a lot of dudes and ate them.
Yeah. Oh, now you're opening up the serial killer category, which I'm not against it, but like.
I know I was cheating. I was bending the rules a bit.
Yeah, human falafel. You're opening up a kettle of worms or kettle of fish. What is it? Is it worms or fish?
Is it fish people?
Fish. Yeah, that we can make love to later. I will say that if it's not in the D&D Monster Manual, I don't know. Should be discussing it. I'll give you Dom because he was an absolute monster. I will say that. Let me take the sleeve off, darlings.
Yeah.
Killer
monster. Killer.
I know Sarathungal or Kirathungal, whatever you want to call it.
It's Sirith.
No, it's Kirith.
No, I know. Here we go. Here we go, nerds.
It's like forever I called it Celtic Frost, but
yeah,
it's
I know.
Celtic, but
I know. I dare you.
The band
Go
calls
ahead.
it Seereth, and the band pronounces it wrong. I'm sorry, but you pronounce your own band name incorrectly, Ron Garvin.
Yeah, it is.
Because the name is Sindarin, and in Sindarin, words that begin with the letter C, it's a hard C sound
Holy
like a
shit,
K.
Professor Steele is dropping
Professor
the fucking
Steele
hammer.
is back.
The hammer.
Learn if you're gonna pick words out of an Elvish language to name your band after, you can at least get the damn pronunciation right, because it's right there in the third appendix on the second pressing of the Silmarillion.
If I've said
How
it once,
fucking
I've
hard
said
is
it
that
100
to look
times,
up?
Alan. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times.
I'm
In
sorry, what did you
episode 9 of Deep Space Nine.
Well, you see, when Worf actually teleported to the planet, because the gravitational pull was, 2.3 times the standard of gravity. Don't put the camera back on me when I do that. That doesn't work. It's only funny if they're not looking at me.
I'm going to call him Kirith Ungol because I can't go through the anxiety. There's not enough Zantac in the universe. A Kirith Ungol. But you're right. It's my fault. I brought this up tonight, people. It's my fault. I'm sorry. But Kirith Ungol, and I feel like an asshole pronouncing it that way. This cover, speaking of assholes, can you imagine what a pompous asshole this guy is? What a dickhead. He just looks like an asshole, his entire posture. It looks like, can you imagine?
It's very out of place on the cover.
He's singing his arrival.
He really is. I'm here.
Hold my sword.
You got like fucking Beelzebub, Lord of Flies, sitting on the throne of Hades, and you got He-Man and you from Eternia theme music coming on in the fucking background, ruining his lordship's rule over the Dark Realm.
Can you imagine though, like, if you want to talk to Zircron, you've got to talk to me first. It looks like a Just Eat commercial. Can you imagine this is a Just Eat? It's like, I'm having lemon angel here, cracked pepper linguine on shrimp. And it's like, and this fucking guy is, I'm having foreskins on white rice. She's a monster, eats foreskins.
I mean, yeah, the bug thing's like, delivering one of the monologues from Hellraiser in some kind of creepy, fucked up bug voice, and the other guy's back there, I have the power! Thundercat, ho!
Yeah, pissed off Electric Banana. He's like, this is an underrated album.
I love that album. It is underrated. Everybody
Blood
wants
and
to
Iron.
call it King of the Dead, and it's a great album, but that album fucking rules.
It does. And everything about, like, Kirith Ungol and the Michael Moorcock novels. Does anyone want to go down that path here tonight?
Actually, I don't. I really
I'm
don't.
glad I didn't go out through school and be named Moorcock.
Marty's going to pick that path instead.
Imagine like the idiot heckling him. It's like, more like Michael Blorcock.
So this
Moorcock.
cheapsteak, he pulls up a very good point here, because I tried reading the Silmarillion, and it is like reading the fucking Bible, which is another book not worth reading because you can't fucking understand it. It is basically the Bible.
The Silmarillion is, it was Tolkien's point. It's the genesis of Middle Earth. It's 3,000 years of history of the elven races. And while it's a tough read, I will tell you this. If you ever wondered why all the elves in Tolkien movies are such pretentious dicks, read the Silmarillion and you will actually understand. Because those poor bastards got fucked over 9 ways to Sunday for like 3,000 years nonstop.
But you know what?
And from that perspective, you really start to understand why the elves just give no fucks about anything.
Alan, Murray, we have to stop. We are killing erections for millions of miles.
Hey, you know what? If anybody is
there's like dicks that are like, we're ready to go.
I applaud an erection that's watching us right now. I applaud that. If
you have an erection watching this show, if you have an erection watching this show, you are a deviant. You're into like Enema Bandit films. But anyways, this is. You know what? Electric Banana's not wrong. Silmarillion aside, I'm going to go not necessarily horror, but I'm going to go fantasy with a little bit of a dark vibe, VHS wise. If we're going to cuddle on the couch tonight, girls, We're watching Beastmaster, which is fucking scary on HBO because that does the witches with no eyes eating soup heads. Terrifying. And Sword. Oh, sorry. Top Gun. Sword and the Sorcerer. Which did you ever see this Sword and the Sorcerer?
No.
I think I did, but if I was like 7, I don't remember. It rings a bell, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Well, those who are in the know. It's a great film, and actually, Bull from Night Court it plays the demon.
No shit.
Oh yeah, and he shoots a fucking tri-sword. It's a sword that shoots blades outwards, and it's a fucking sexy romp, I'll tell you. But I think it matches this film. So you're welcome, people.
All right, Alan. Oop.
All right. Yes, and that is a fantastic Ungle album. It gets way overlooked, but
I love how cool you're being about it. You're like, it's an Ungle album.
We'll let it go this time. Okay. So next up, we're going to do a little newer U.S. power metal with some guys that want to be Judas Priest so bad.
Oh, that's about 3,000 bands, by the way.
It is, but these guys want to be Judas Priest, Painkiller era Judas Priest. Not Screaming for Vengeance era Judas Priest, not Hellbent for Leather Judas Priest. These guys want to be Painkiller Priest, and they do a pretty damn good job of it. And the band's out of San Diego, and they're called Cage. I've talked about them in a video before.
Jesus band, but they're really good.
They've got Christian themes on some of their albums. They seem to have moved away from that.
The Angel Jesus.
I think they got it kind of out of their system with the Hell Destroyer album, which is like 73 minutes of every song being the angel beats up Satan. The next song is called Downfall of Satan by Angel. And the third one is, Satan falls at the hands of the angel. And the music's not bad, but it's very repetitive. Anyway, these guys, after they kind of got, that whole story arc out of their system, they really dove more into things like Marvel Comics. They've got songs about Scarlet Witch and Doctor Doom and everything. They've got a lot of history-based songs, World War II, Flying Fortress songs and such. But they also do some tracks that are, again, a little more on the spooky, supernatural vibe. This album it's the Beast of Bray Road, which is about one of these weird little cryptozoological critters that gets spotted in the outer suburbs of parts of Wisconsin once every 15 years. And it's probably based on, like some kind of dog that had mange or something, but they've locally and regionally turned it into one of these mythical beasts like the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot and all. So they touch on that one, but it's a 2-for-1 double punch here, because they also, on an earlier album, Darker Than Black, with
Alan's cheating right now.
I am cheating. I'm slipping in the extra one here. Because
you're talking about Judas Priest and you're not bringing up Loch Ness. And how dare you, because it's the greatest song they ever wrote.
Give us time. We'll get there. But with this one, they touched on an even more terrifying cryptozoological phenomena, because nothing is more frightening in all the realms of unseen creatures than
zombies.
Chupacabra. They have a whole song about that Chupacabra. And
we never brought up
they're making it as evil and fucking wicked sounding as they possibly can, while saying the word Chupacabra over and over and over within the song. And
we never brought up Chupacabras tonight. That's good.
We haven't. And Cage has got us covered. And to again show where you can see about a Chupacabra, and then you can double down on that shit. The bonus track at the end is the Chupacabra song redone, sung entirely in Spanish. That tells you right there. They didn't just write this song as a throwaway. They believed in this thing. They were going multilingual on that bitch.
They definitely got sponsored by the government. They definitely got sponsored.
They were making sure this got airplay wherever they had a chance. Crack into those foreign markets and work their way up the charts, because they were covering the bases.
Alan, can I see the cover? Can I see the cover again? Just zoom in for my own personal needs.
This is Darker Than Black. It was their third album. If it looks weird, it's got a slipcase that actually has a 3D effect, so you can make the devil
lenticular
move around.
Let me tell you something, Marty. You're dropping words like lenticular. Are you a G.I. Joe collector, by the
I
way?
used to be.
Yeah,
in the
I had
day.
a feeling when you're dropping words like lenticular. That's a guy who
I
owns
went from
owns a
Star
lot of
Wars to
bat
fucking G.I.
armies.
Joe. Fucking Star Wars to G.I. Joe. I had the comics.
That was the natural progression. Star Wars into G.I. Joe, into He-Man, into Transformers.
I wasn't into Transformers. I was into GoBots, but I was a very fragile
I am
child.
honestly not
Robots
smart enough
work
for
too?
Transformers. I've tried. My kid was into Transformers, and I couldn't make him transform because they're fucking hard. It's like a Rubik's cube. He's like, Dad, make a change. I'm like, I can't fucking do it.
You were into
dude.
GoBots. You were into GoBots, which was for remedial. It was remedial school
They
for
make
like.
that shit hard, man. Have you ever tried a fucking GoBot or Mega whatever? It's
Dude,
fucking
I
hard.
tried Transformers. I didn't know I had Soundwave, and it just blew my fucking mind.
Now, it is a fair point, Marty. Yeah, GoBots were like 5 steps, and it's transformed. Yeah, especially the first wave of Transformers. All the pieces had to be removed, and then things had to be moved around, and then parts had to be put back onto it. It wasn't until like second generation that they had them where it was all stayed in one piece.
That's great, but the state of one piece thing. My kid got like a big Optimus Prime, and I fucking looked through instructions. I struggled, man. I'm not I felt so bad. He's like, Dad, is it ready? And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm online trying to get tips on how to put them together. I'm like, I can't get this cocksucker to come together. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Christmas is ruined, Daddy.
And I'd finally get it transformed, and he'd take it apart in 2 seconds. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, but no, those original ones like Starscream, they were a pain to transform because you had to like pull off the wings, and you had to pull off the little guns, and then you had like there were little like plastic hands that you had to slide onto the ends of what became the arms, but then you had to completely remove them when it turned into a plane, and so of course you end up with like 7 pieces that you're going to lose, and they're going to be all over the place, it's lost forever in Grandma's shag carpet, and you never get them back.
They were so hard. I mean, every time he wanted one, he'd want to save up his money and get one. I'm like, fuck! I gotta transfer that fucking thing. And then he'd take it apart, and he's like, Dad, how do I get it back together? I'm like, I don't know. I did the best I could. With what I had. The pictures
Like, I tried so hard and I failed. I failed miserably.
The pictures just don't make any sense.
Yeah, the first one I got, my mom tried, and she did figure it out, but it took her like an hour and 45 minutes to turn the plane into a robot.
Genius. Your mom was a fucking genius.
But she made it very clear after that. She says, like, if you want to buy more of these with your own allowance, that's fine. You got to learn to do it yourself. I will not touch another one of these things.
Oh my God, we had like 5 or 6 of them, and every time it was like, fuck. I don't know. Terrible. Anyway, whose turn is it?
I don't know.
I'm in bad. I was going through bad times.
I did Cage. So Marty, you are next.
Oh shit. Well,
I almost pissed my dick off by that time. Actually, I was worried. I was really upset.
This isn't my last one. Okay.
We're getting close to the end of here, I believe.
I'm not the biggest fan. Oh wait, it's me. I'm not the biggest fan of Wes Benscotter. He's got some cool art.
That would be a great name for a chapter in a novel. I'm not the biggest fan of Wes Benscotter.
And this isn't his best work, but it's kind of like a what the fuck kind of monster is this thing? It's not even the arachnoid family. It's like got 10 limbs on one side. I mean, arachnids are 8.
Yeah, that's not right.
It's not right. I mean, but it's you got a giant garage vice. Is it just really tiny people they're squishing in there? Or is that like an industrial humongous vice that they picked up at a Quality Farm and Fleet that you're gonna like somehow convince a guy to get into while you squish them and cut their head off and hold a baby, and I don't know. But for monsters, creepy crawly monsters, I'm not a big spider fan, but this is just a bit ridiculous. This is Wes Benscotter slumming with his sketches. Like, oh, you need an album cover? Here, I've got this thing laying around. There you go. Human Remains. The band itself, super techie, weird, hardcore / metal, tech metal mixed together. Interesting. Not my favorite, but
I find the most offensive thing about that cover and horrifying is the actual choice of fonts.
I don't like the pink background either. The pink background's annoying.
It's one of those things though where it was originally red, but they fucked up with this with CYK.
Well, it's like the dissection LP they put out, the picture disc. It turned out pink. Anyway.
Yeah, and Killing Is My Business and Anthrax, Fistful of Metal.
Yeah.
Listen, people out there, if you're going to put out an album, don't do it in red first. Just wait.
Yeah. All right, Chromie, you're up, my friend.
I've got another. I've got a lot of sexy. I know there's a lot of people that are like wanting this to end. Exploder up now. No, Metal T. We've got too much sex going on here tonight. Oh, look at that! He just finally peed, Marty. Now that we can be alone, I need to talk to you about something.
Ooh!
Oh!
I want to know what happened to the fist of Godzilla. Where did that end up?
It's the 79 Bandoi toy comes with amazing fist launching action, and this is like one of those good old toys where it's like a steel metal spring coiled up in the arm. This shit will knock some stuff off your mama's mantle or your grandmother's coffee table.
There was a lot of eyes lost because of it.
This is the kind of toy that puts your fucking eye out. And no, I've got the original hand. It's right here. Ready to launch.
That fist has punched a few buttholes in his time before you ended up with it. I gotta say.
I don't know what you did with your Godzilla toy, Marty. This one was brought to me by Santa Claus when I was 5 years old. It is the greatest Christmas gift I ever received or ever will receive. So you will not besmirch the fist.
Hashtag besmirch the fist. The Marty Allen Show.
Rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, baby.
Okay. I've got a lot of fun stuff here tonight. And I know that, again, I don't want to be a broken record. But fuck you, Grown Man Record Night. We're stealing your thunder tonight, bitches. We're stealing it.
Hey, everybody, check out Grown Man Record Night tomorrow.
Mikey is behind. You can just see Jay. Jay is just like, fuck those guys.
Well,
we're hot, baby.
It's never our intentions to step on anyone's toes.
It is for me. It is for me because I love those guys. I'm the biggest fan. Well, second, I'm probably third biggest fan. But I will say that tonight is a night of besmirching. All right. This is celebrating, continuing the celebration of stuff. I'm going to pick... God damn, hold on a sec. Now just let me get my shit together. Sorry about this. I had it. Oh, sorry. That's right.
Where's my purse?
Honest to God, I'm actually
back in Yonkers.
Oh, I found it. Fuck you guys.
Attention, Kmart choppers. We found a purse in aisle 6.
All right. Everybody's always about the first one. But you know what? Mick Jackson is a little bit overrated, and I'm going to go.
I thought you were going to say Mick Jagger for a second. I was like, what the fuck realm have we descended into?
We're going into Goat Head Soup. All right. This is the Goat Head Soup of the Griffin catalog.
Oh.
But what is in there? And I love the cartoon green eyes. But what's even better is the disciples that are willing to protect it. There it is. It's something that we should all fear. Yeah, and this guy is definitely the leader. But I am more interested in this man because that's a jacket. I've never heard anyone talk about this second album, Protectors of the Lair.
Yeah, even the first one doesn't get talked about as much as it used to. This is an album that has kind of gotten set aside. 20 years ago, people were all about the first Griffin album. It got discussed all the time. And nowadays, even the first one just does not get the love it used to, and I don't know why. Yeah,
and it's a fantastic album.
Both are worthy of listens, repeated listens. Play them regularly. I don't... is it my favorite album ever? No, but is it a good album? Absolutely.
But speaking of defending layers and creatures that are lying within. Because I feel that if I was going to pick something, honestly, that would pair with that. Oh my God, look at my old hairline. Oh God, I wish it was back.
That's why they make hats, my friend.
No, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I just want my old Reed St. Mark hair. But like, I would pick the nothing from the Never-Ending Story that would match that. But I'm going to go with the Canadian classic, The Pit. There's some VHS collectors that are watching this now on Jetline, and they are creaming their jeans. This is rare. But yeah, this kid is like he finds a pit and he's defending it, and he feeds old women in wheelchairs to it. Have you seen this?
That is not where I thought that was going to go whatsoever.
Well, yeah, but he's protecting the lair. It's a pit with like these like primitive monkeys in there.
So after Bulgaria, Aaron went to L.A. Then he went to San Francisco, and then he went to fucking
L.A.
Wow.
Don't listen to him, Aaron. He's been bullying me all night too, brother. Beastmaster. Can we just absorb Beastmaster again for a second? All right, go ahead. All right. Whose turn is it now?
It's Alan's turn.
Oh,
all right. So we'll go a little more mainstream here since we're getting to the bottom of the stack. And as was rightly pointed out by my colleagues earlier, this band has to be mentioned along the way too, because they had some pretty cool monstrous things along the way. Judas Priest, whether it's Hellion or the Painkiller, they had some cool monstrous characters along the way. But the song on this one that really hits the creepy monster vibe is Nightcrawler. That one with the little breakdown in the middle where they do the creepy spoken voice thing, kind of Vincent Price style. Fingernails start scratching at the outside wall. It's like, oh fuck, man, it makes you shit your pants when you're a kid. Really creepy song. A really cool one on this, but yeah, Judas Priest, monsters always, were more on the comic book side, the cartoony look to them, but yeah, they can hit that button. But the Nightcrawler song in particular, yeah, that's just that's flat out horror track sound kind of stuff there. That one works. So yep, Priest was going to get mentioned. Just had to rotate around to it.
For people out there watching the Marty Allen show, if you want to win a Marty Allen mug, T-shirt, and I want to know what are the names of the actual Judas Priest of their mascots, not counting the Painkiller. What would you call the Screaming for Vengeance and Defenders of the Faith mascots? Does anyone know?
You know the answer to these?
Come on, dude.
I don't know them.
I do.
I'm late to the Priest.
Actually, I'm calling out Metal Theologian.
Maiden guy, but I finally come around to.
Well, I was a Priest nut, and I would get into fist fights with those guys. No, seriously, does anybody know the logo or the artist that was responsible for the trilogy of those? And not counting the peppermint hand job that's on the cover of Turbo. What is a peppermint hand job? Does anybody know? Because you're not.
Wait. It's like a 9-second delay. We have to wait a second to see if anybody chimes in.
Well, why don't we just why don't we get some hardcore nudity going on? Nobody knows. And I know that people are scrambling looking it up right now, but I know because I'm the fucking best.
I suck at the fucking.
That's because you were all about fucking all these Crytopsy and fucking Immaculate Bones and all these weird. I was into fucking just trash. I learned this shit. I'm your Turbo lover. Fuck you, Brian. How dare you? Wasn't one the Metallian? Yes, Metal Theologian.
Well,
that was the first. That was the racing line.
The Defenders of the Faith line.
Yeah, and you're gonna hate yourself. The Screaming Eagle was the Hellion.
Yep.
But that's what it was called.
I have heard that, but it just seems obvious.
It's way too obvious.
One of them's name was Frank or something.
Yeah, there's a little blurb in the liner notes on Defenders of the Faith with some of the lyrics kind of mishmashed together to identify.
They were all originally called Randy, but they couldn't for copyright reasons from the Randy.
They couldn't figure out with Ian Iceberg.
The original concept was a giant carnivorous broccoli, but yeah, it was towing the line on European copyright law, so they had to reimagine it with something kind of more Transformer-ish.
But Alan, your painkiller, you know that breakdown, and we were talking about that on Mothra as well. Nothing, the king of all, like breakdowns and that like echo effect was on the Sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
Now facing one another. It's the best. I mean, that's up there with like Billy Idol's "Hole in the Wall," like that kind of like there's a hole in the wall. Anyways, I think Defenders of the Faith is the best of the '80s. I would back you up on that.
As would I.
Wait a minute. When's Stained Class? What year did that come out?
78.
77.
See,
77? I say 78.
My favorite priest is
Maybe
What did I say? 78? I knew you said 7. No, it's 78. It's 78.
It and Hellbent came out in the same year.
2 men enter, 1 man leave. Fucking come on, let's. I'm sure it's 78.
Sin After Sin is 77.
Sin after Sin.
That's my favorite one. I like.
Really? That's interesting.
Sin After Sin. My favorite priest. This is my favorite priest.
Yeah.
Well, Raw Deal.
It's a very good album. It's not one most people pick.
Raw Deal is one of my favorite Priest songs of all time. I love the idea of just like sauntering into like a gay bar. Mm-hmm. And that's the riff.
Those are weird lyrics.
It's weird lyrics, but wandering into Fire Island. It's like when everyone's like, Rob Halford's gay? What?
What were you listening to for the past 25 years?
Yeah. Whose turn is it? Is it mine?
I just did Painkiller, so I believe it is yours.
Well, I'm more than happy to watch, but this is my last, and
I've just got a few honorable mentions to kind of shout out.
I've got 1,100 left.
Well, that's fine, dude. It's all good. Necrophagia, Season of the Dead. I basically picked this, because you got zombies on the cover, but you got the song "Insane for Blood," which is dedicated to Bela Lugosi, which we all know. is the vampire, and Ancient Slumber is inspired by the Evil Dead movie. See how I did that there? I got the VHS, not the
nice crossover
cover.
There you go.
And of course, all of these are classics, comedy, horror, however you want to slice it. It's fun, good stuff. But Necrophagia, if you've never heard of them, they were really thrashy at the beginning, but got a little more deathy as they went. Killjoy's vocals were a little strange on this. Cool decay in his screams, but a lot of talking. He's doing a lot of chatting on this. His vocal style is very kind of spoken wordish, which might be people would disagree with, but it just seems like he's talking through most of this stuff. But that's my end of my monsters. Although I do have my favorite Eddie pick here. When you guys are ready to,
we're not ready to do. We're not ready to do that yet. It's about to happen.
Well,
we're getting there.
Okay, Philip, you're up.
I gotta tell you, this is probably one of my favorite, and I own the original old school shirt of this, and people have offered me big money for it, and I'm like, no, sir, can't happen because I absolutely adore it. Look at that.
You're gonna hate me. That album is so overrated.
No, I have had Jay from Goathorn and Cauldron. We have gotten into almost fist fights over. He hates Massacre. I
don't hate them. I just think it's overrated.
But the joke on you, Marty, is that the monsters, this Lovecraftian shit that's going on here right now, which would be an amazing pick disc.
That's a Repka cover, isn't it? Repka.
Oh, come on, please. Yeah. If it's not Repka, it's Seagrave.
Yeah.
At this era, right?
Repka's got such a formula. He just...
yeah, but listen, let's not shit on Repka. I'm not here to do that because he's in my living room. Shut the fuck up. This would be a nice pick disc. Can you imagine if this was a pick disc? It's like up there with State of Euphoria.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's like an Anthrax album all over.
Yeah.
Again.
But anyways, the real monster is not the Lovecraftian beast, although he's making very good eye contact. I like that. The real beast is the fact that Rick Ross doesn't have a mustache. Because when you see Cheech Marin without a mustache, when he's like doing Cheech and Chong reunions, and he just without the mustache, it's like, the ball's on you, asshole. Like, no. But anyways, yeah, I'm a huge Rick Ross fan. By the way, the sound on this album is amazing. What's even best about this is he's wearing a Satan's Jokers shirt and an Anvil shirt. Like, you got to cut him slack for that.
Sure.
Great argument there, Marty.
Sure.
San Dimas High School football rules.
Boring riffs, though. Sorry.
I hate when people don't like the things I like.
They're stupid. They're posers. Stupid posers.
All right, are we into sort of honorable mention territory here? Or do we want to walk through things one at a time for a couple more?
Oh, no, we should. Alan, it's your birthday, dude. You took the day off work to fucking talk about these horse shit.
So everybody, Alan's got some allergy issues going on. His throat is he called into his professoring job.
Professoring.
His professoring, talking to the nation's youth that is going to be raised up to take over this pathetic shitty country, to save his voice for heavy metallurgy tonight. We just got to say, horns up to Professor Steele.
With our esteemed guest lined up,
you have
couldn't bail out on that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is not the singer of High Spirits. This is me. Fuck you, dude. I got you, asshole. Now we're even. I know, but you know what? When he was describing that, Alan, it sounds like you have a cocaine addiction.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
All right.
It's the only thing that will make rocks interesting.
It's right there in the name, rocks.
Old Head is still here with us with his fucking luscious fucking shampooed hair. Fuck you, Old Head.
Mac bounce back beautiful hair.
Hashtag gorgeous.
All right. I will burn through a few. There are more honorable mentions here, but they all deserved a quick shout out for one reason or another. I actually want to show a cassette tape, and folks that have watched before know not really my format, but old demo tape by a band out of Northwest Ohio called Charlotte's Web.
Nice centering on that art on that fucking text there, bros.
This is 92 do-it-yourself kind of thing. They were a cool band. There was no heavy music in Northwest Ohio in the early 90s. There just did not exist. This was the only exception to it. It's kind of a thrash leaning into crossover territory just a little bit. The vocalist guitarist was Charlotte Webb Swanson. She was really cool. Met her once or twice. But they have a song here called My Saucy Game, which is a Jack the Ripper homage. So,
okay. When you were thinking about this fucking show,
yeah,
how did you think? Oh yeah, that's super obscure that no one's ever heard of Charlotte's Web demo. It's got the Saucy Jack fucking cover on.
Saucy Jack. No, he's right. He's right. You're
Okay,
the naughty one. Saucy Jack. You're a cheeky one.
All right, Marty, there's something apparently we haven't quite gotten straight in our relationship yet. So let's just go and clear this up.
No, you continue.
Should I leave the room? Should I leave the room right now?
This is the kind of shit I think about, 9 hours a day.
That's why I love you, Alan Colson.
I think about this like most people think about, what shoes Kim Kardashian is wearing, at the Met Gala last week, and what AOC is, saying on Twitter, and what Justin Bieber's checking to rehab for this time. This is what I think about. This to me is just this is an everyday routine part of my existence.
When he's not thinking about Oliver Magnum.
When I'm not thinking about Oliver Magnum. or rocks, or Pokemon.
Or ANC.
No, I mean, I've listened to this thing for 30 years. It's part of my DNA. And yes, they have just a cool little, thrashy track about Jack the Ripper called My Saucy Game, where the reason it's got that, it was actually one of the lines that Jack the Ripper wrote in one of the notes that he left taunting the police. It was something like, here's her juicy liver, play my saucy game. And of course, they never really could track him down. So
Alan,
a little shout out to Charlotte's Web. They never went anywhere. They later changed their name to Five Story Fall, got a little heavier sounding, but that didn't really go anywhere either. But hey, for those of us that wanted to hear heavy music in Northern Ohio in the early and mid 90s, they were the shit. Because
Alan, can I talk to you for a second?
Absolutely.
Just come over here for a sec.
Okay, what's up?
Marty, can you go over this way?
Hey, Marty, what's over there?
Can you move over there for a sec? Just move your chair for a second. Listen. I need to talk to you.
Okay, what's up?
I get what you're doing tonight, and I really like it.
Okay.
But I think that Marty is not getting it, and it's really upsetting me.
I'm trying.
Why don't you just break up with him and just join Chromium? Because Marty is off. He's out of line tonight. He's out of
Look, I didn't
I
want
would
to
actually understand.
We're just planning your birthday party.
I would understand that choice, that move. That would make perfect sense.
Marty, we were just planning your birthday party, baby. We're just having a good time.
I don't celebrate birthdays anymore.
Oh, don't you?
No, I'm done.
Look at this, Jurgen. Fuck you, by the way, Alan. With your goddamn Professor Steele shtick. You fucking won Jurgen, and he's harsh, man. He's harsh. He's got. Do you see the wall of sound that he owns?
Oh man, his wall of sound is boner jams.
Do you know what I would like to see? Like What If comics. I like to see What If Metal Theologian clashed with two men enter, one man leave.
Actually, we're trying to get Jurgen on the show, and we're going to. We just need to. We need to get together and make sure his tech aligns with this tech.
Jurgen and Metal Theologian would be. There would be blood. I don't want to steal. I know, like, this would be really crazy, and I think that's what if we're going to compete with Grown Man Record Night tonight, we've got to get hot. We have to have hot takes. And this is how we're going to do it.
I can dig it. I'm doing honorable mentions. Okay. A few other quick ones. This album doesn't look very horrifying. Far, far from it. Never understood what the hell was going on with this cover. But, Cloven Hoof in their later years, again, they kind of did the same thing that, Cage did. They diversified and started doing some sci-fi songs and some comic songs and stuff, but they did a Jekyll and Hyde track called Jekyll and Hyde. So you try to cover the bases, touch on all the classics here. We already did one Curathungal, but they also back in the heyday did a song called Shelob's Lair. This was one of their old 70s tracks that didn't get released until just recently on a little EP. And Greg Lindstrom actually played this one with Falcon about 20 years ago and did a really ripping version of it on the first Falcon album, Shelob, Giant Spider. That counts as a monster.
Guys, we're naming our band Falcon.
Falcon.
I don't want to hear anything against that name. The name is Falcon.
We've got this is one I figured Marty might have pulled, but he didn't. So too late now. I'm taking your shit. Manila Road with Atlantis Rising kicks it off with Megalodon, and what's more monstrous than the biggest fucking shark to ever exist on Earth?
Ever.
So, yeah. We're here. We're doing it. And last but not least, so we began the night with Randy, and you wouldn't think it could get much worse than that in terms of cover art concepts. You would be wrong. Randy is actually the second worst European metal single sleeve.
Oh, no.
The first prize in the art contest went to a little band from Sweden called Leslie Pace because they entered this into the Metal Monster cover art contest. Drawn by somebody's 4-year-old son, taken off the refrigerator and worked into. This was one of the Swedish singles on Pain Records, who were notorious for cutting corners and kind of
shit!
doing
I'm sorry.
cheapo stuff.
I don't mean to be rude to interrupt this, but you just fucking won me. Leslie Pace? Is that Leslie Pace?
That is Leslie Pace.
Oh,
Worst monster cover art.
hold on now. I'm not done doing my sound effects, my Foley effects.
Get it on out. Okay. Push out the jive.
Love
then bring in the love.
Oh my God. It's like a mad ball. That is like when I was in grade 7, I started a band called Homicidal Kiwis because I thought that was edgy. Oh, Alan, you won tonight. Marty, we are looking like a couple of chumps tonight.
It's not hard to do.
We just lost. Alan, how does it feel to win?
It feels good. It was a team effort out there. You know, we all worked together. We had a plan. We executed very well. And, you know, there's things we need to improve on for, you know, next week with the big game going on the road. But, yeah, it was a real team effort. We all pulled together and everyone did their part. And all the guys around me were really in the zone tonight. So this is a win for all of us. And, yeah, it's a good win for the team.
Clifford, I just got to say, you're my favorite commenter on the evening. Just so you know. Clifford knows the shit.
Well, it takes a real team effort to lose like we did tonight because that motherfather, I really want that. And Ryan Waste, that is another album I think he did shoplift. He has a problem, guys.
Oh, shit.
He does.
Meant Alan. Fuck. Clifford, you suck.
Fuck you, Clifford, you dick. You dick nose. Guys, I only want to talk about shit I want to talk about now.
We'll talk about it. Let's bring you up to the fucking... You're up.
Because everything we've done tonight, we lost. Marty?
Well, you have time to redeem yourself.
We look like a couple... No. We look like a couple of...
I showed EXE.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right on. Yeah. Why don't you just invite me to your house and show me your wall of purple participation ribbons? We lost.
I wasn't
fucking
even good for
lost. I was going to show this. Fuck you. Done.
Yep. You gotta get up early to fucking get me over in the morning.
Where's my purse?
Whatever I'm trying to say. I'm drunk. Sorry.
I'm just glad you didn't say get me off in the morning because all right. We were heading.
I just wanted to show kind of a cool cover. Speaking of Eddie, I think it's his cousin next to what was that band last week you showed, which I own, Dark Wizard. I own both those albums,
and I love you.
Eddie's cousin, but Eddie's father-in-law.
Morbid Saint, good one.
Yep.
Which, do you know what I love about this band the most? Because that is a horrible Eddie with the Somewhere in Time eye right there.
That's like the heroin Eddie.
I love how they have a Prague logo.
Kind of. You're right.
No, that is very Prague.
It's really swoopy.
But I had a VHS here for it. I don't know what one I had. I'm done with the VHS. Fuck it. But anyways, yeah, Morbid. And actually in the second issue of Chromium Dioxide, we had a chance to interview a bunch of guys in this band. And we chose the bassist, Tony Paletti. Of all of them, we were like, nah, we want to talk to the bassist. And he was live from a pizza place.
Really?
he owned a pizza parlor.
Nice.
It's, you know, I'm not even comfortable saying the word pizza parlor. It feels dated. But yeah, Tony Paletti. But this is my aesthetic. Like, if I could dress all the time the way I want to dress, it would be this guy right here.
I like the leather jacket with the denim vest over the top.
Oh, I do that to this day. You guys should see my jacket, man.
Fucking classic.
Like, that's the way I do it. And I do it, wear high tops, but when I go to the mall with my wife and shit, like, I try to appease her.
You put on the your favorite flannel and
no, I wear some cords and a elbow patch like a professor, like something that Alan would like.
And then you leave her purse in Hot Topic and have to go back looking for it.
But yeah, that does look like Eddie though, right?
Kinda. His methed out brother.
But look at the nose. That's an Eddie nose. A Coke nose.
You're right. Yep.
Any Morbid Saint? Morbid Saint fans here?
I got that
I've
record.
heard that thing in
I have a
ages.
reissue of it.
Oh, this is my favorite. One of my favorite times in metal when everyone just gave up when like Slayer released Rain and Blood. Everyone was like, "Nah, it can't be beaten," and the Germans are like, "Oh yeah, right." And then we followed through. We did our best. North Americans did our best to try to beat it, and we tried. And this is heavy. This is a heavy,
It's good.
savage record.
It's
Yep.
good.
And it's funny because a lot of the death metal records that I brought up tonight, I don't even consider them death metal. I really consider them like thrash.
Wait a minute. What death metal did you? Oh, Massacre.
I brought up Massacre. I brought up a bunch of bands. Even the first. Okay, hold on a sec. Even the first Cannibal Corpse record. Are you trying to tell me this is a death metal record? Because it's not. It's a thrash album.
It's thrashy, but it's lean. It's transitioning.
Oh well, for sure they're learning, but still, I mean,
Maggot.
it's
Maggot is
beyond.
a classic.
Yeah, I didn't. I have the Butchered at Birth, but the cover is bullshit. It's just red.
Oh, you got the
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah,
that version.
the safe one.
The safe. I did went out. I went on Amazon.ca and got the beautiful cover. But yeah,
That's a
no.
classic. Before Cannibal Corpse album started sucking. No, the early shit was cool.
What happened to Vince Locke, man? Like, what happened? Because
I don't know, but his art kind of sucked for a long time now.
I've done a lot of album covers. Like anybody that knows me, I've done a lot, and I really, I've struggled as well. But like, I have never failed like Vince Locke.
Yeah. Like this new album cover that's out on their new album. Everybody's saying how cool it is. I don't.
No,
get
it's
how
not. It's a
cool.
joke.
It's terrible.
It's a
not good.
cartoon.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm killing a fucking baby from ripping it out. No, it's bullshit. I think the last one that he did that was pretty good. What was the one that had the vagina, the bleeding?
The bleeding.
Mm,
Oh, there
Yeah.
was the one with the maggots coming out of the vagina.
Oh yes, that one. But I think no, for me.
And there was a Tomb of the Mutilated where the one zombie was going.
Oh no,
down.
I like that. That
That's
was
a good one.
awesome.
That's a
I
good
like
one.
that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cannibal Corpse. I don't know. I do love them though. I do love them.
Alan, do you have more?
Nope, I did my honorable.
Bill,
mention.
you're up.
I'm
Shine, my friend.
You
Philip
son
can burn
bitches.
through.
You sons of bitches. You're leaving me like this.
I struggled, man. Oh, I was gonna pull that, but I'm like, no, it's Demon.
How do you not pull this album?
I was gonna pull it for the boobies, but I just
Do you know I got told off at Walmart for this back patch?
really.
Really?
Oh, yes. There was an older lady. She did not appreciate the fact that there was breasts on it. I'm like, lady, you got breasts. Like, eh? But anyways, yeah, I picked, there was a couple of VHS that I have over there, but I feel that shtick is done. I picked Necropolis and Nightbreed as kind of a, this underground sleazy layer. But this is my one of my favorite album covers of all time.
It's a great cover. It's iconic.
It's
it really
cool.
is.
It really reeks of Conan as well, like Robert E. Howard.
Very much. Yep.
Yeah.
So is this the sex dungeon that Castio was looking for?
Well, I would, if someone accused me of that and brought me to court, I would probably lose because it definitely influenced it. This is definitely Sex Dungeon. I love how Sinead O'Connor is there too.
It's super hot in that.
Yeah, she's super. So that's like an album that I find really interesting. I got a bunch of other records here that I picked. This one. Hold on a sec. I picked this and you're like, you dickhead. Alien. What? Who are you? Why? And because when I was a kid, my mother had the stomach flu in Gander, Newfoundland, and she couldn't make it to St. John's. All you geography buffs, you know what I'm talking about. And we had to stop, and we spent the night in a hotel. there was a theater next door, and my dad decided to take me to the movies, and the end credits theme song of this movie. Oh shit! You guys ever see this movie?
Is that the James Carpenter one, or?
God damn it! No, man, it's a
The
Chuck
original?
Russell film. It's the Blob, dude. The
The
Blob.
Steve McQueen one?
The what?
Wait, that's what I'm saying. Which version of the Blob? The 80?
No, this is 88.
Oh, okay. I don't think I did see the 88 version.
Oh wow, this is so good. Like of a lot of remakes that I've seen, like nothing beats the Blob. But anyways, I had no idea about like this band, Alien. Are you kidding me? But the end credits came on, and it was, it was Brave New Love. It's like totally AOR shit, which I fucking love. And it was this, and I went out and fucking freaked to get this album. And guys, just to prove that I'm right and you guys are wrong, listen to the first song. Tears don't put out the fire.
Total AOR. Is Alien going on your backpack?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
On your AOR battle jacket?
my white leather with fringe.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Bon Jovi fringe.
with my Adrian Smith ASAP back patch.
Asia fucking patches. Yeah.
As
Super Tramp.
Hey everybody, I want you to do some homework tonight because we're winding down right now and we're going to go back to reality. I want you to look me in the eye. I'm going to take my glasses off to prove how serious I am. I want you to go to the Rodney Dangerfield Back to School soundtrack and look up the Jude Cole song called Back to School.
I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, and it's fucking beautiful. And if you're still committed to metal and black metal and death metal, that's cool. But just know, when you play Jude Cole Back to School, BBQtioner's with you, brother. All right, so to end up on a Christian note, because I really think that there's not enough Jesus in the world, or white metal as I call it.
Oh yeah,
these sons of bitches.
That is a great Christian metal record.
Yeah, but it's my least favorite Saint album.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, I know. I interviewed Saint, which was an interesting experience.
Cool.
And they were really cool guys. But yeah, I am more into the sci-fi vibe of the sophomore album. Mm. But I mean, how can you ignore that?
Got a good sci-fi vibe to a bunch of the tracks too. And this is another band that very much wanted to be Judas Priest. This is like the Jesus version of Judas Priest.
Josh Kramer was an obsessive Halford fan. His look, his hairstyle at the time.
Yeah, and he does a pretty good, pretty good impersonation. It's close enough for a smaller band. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Saint album?
That one.
This one.
Time's End. Yep.
You give it up.
That's my favorite.
Wow. More than Red Alert, StarCraft approaching, about going to be a starfighter, taking on an alien invasion, and Jesus is your laser gunner? Please, people, don't listen to Alan here. Back me up here.
This does not have to be an either-or scenario. Why not listen to both?
No, I refuse to accept this scenario. I am waging war on you, Alan.
In that case, I'm planting my flag with Time's End. And
I've been waging war on Grown Men Record Night all night, and everybody else that's doing a live podcast right now. I'm going to I'm losing my mind that you're going to. Hey, people in the comments, Alan's wrong, right?
I could be.
Jurgen wins. He played with Saint in 2008.
What?
That's what he says.
Jurgen, can we just put on some like disco music or something? Because I want to know what Jurgen thinks is the best Saint album.
He's been in a million bands. He's.
I don't know anything about this Jurgen guy. We've been in contact for a while, and I feel that he is going to be Metal Theologian's Dr. Doom.
He is totally for sure.
And I feel that those guys.
He is Metal Theologian without the jazz, without the Sun Ra records.
Here we go, babies. The fucking VC just got more interesting.
Yeah,
Also, Alan's wrong about saying
one of them's been in 1,000 bands.
He's been in 1,000 bands.
So, like, Jurgen, I'm fascinated about you. I'm starting to obsess about you. I'm gonna like find you on MySpace, and I'm gonna.
Dude, check out his. You've watched his channel.
I have, but I'm so busy making art. I'm an artist, guys. I'm an only child artist. I can't keep up with all you motherfuckers. Marty, you're an only child, right?
Oh yeah.
So, like, can you back me up, please?
I understand. I am far from an artist, but I understand.
Looks like Jurgen agrees with Alan. Jurgen, please.
We're winning the custody battle here, Philip. Sorry.
I fucking hate you, Alan, you piece of dick.
You got more? You got more there, Chromie?
No, I'm not sharing it with you guys, and I'm saving it for my show.
Okay, well,
I'm going to turn into that blonde bitch from fucking Last House on the Prairie. What was that Little House on the Prairie? What was that bitch's name? That blonde one that was an asshole. You guys,
the blind one?
No. What's the asshole that like the villain from Little House on the Prairie?
There was a villain?
Yeah, the blonde girl whose father owned the candy shop, the sweet shop. She had a brother. He was an alright dude. Anyways, that's the soul of who I am tonight.
Ooh, I do have one last one I have to shout out before we wrap this up. We haven't mentioned Goblins, and Heathen covered that base with Goblin's Blade on their first album, Breaking the Silence. So
my EXE cover could have maybe been a goblin. It had kind of a goblin face. 20 years, but
kind of a goblin face, but yeah, goblins don't fly, so I think we got to nix that one. I don't.
Guys, did you guys feel your virginity grow over as we did this show tonight?
A little bit, yeah, I'll admit.
My age, I don't care. It doesn't matter anymore.
Have we not made memories tonight?
We've made memories, but we still haven't shown our favorite Iron Maiden covers.
How are we going to do it?
I think
Electric Banana, yes. Michael Landon.
Are we doing
okay, hold on. No, I got to get mine. Fuck you. Hold on. Now.
Now, does it have to be an album cover, or can it just be any piece of Eddie art?
If you hold up your phone for an fucking Iron Maiden cover, I'm going to come down there and kick you in the nuts.
No, I mean, if it's an album, I'll go get the album. But if I'm allowed to pick any piece of artwork,
go with album. Gotta go with album. Gotta go with album.
Okay, fair enough.
So underprepared. My guests tonight are so underprepared. I don't even know what the hell Chromie's doing. He's chroming. What's up, Castillo?
What the fuck, man? The L's are silent.
Oh, thank God he showed up. I was afraid he wouldn't. Such a fan, long-time listener, first-time caller. How's it going, man?
Shut up, egghead. Well, Let's just do this, man. He just woke me up, man. I was just at the strip club. I had to show up on your show. I thought Ben was going to be here tonight.
Who?
Ben, brain smasher, you dickhead.
He doesn't. He lives in a part of Iowa that doesn't have internet.
It's called Iowa.
It's called Iowa. Yeah.
You just repeated my joke. What was with that?
Are we going to do it now or what?
I'm ready.
Ready?
Ready.
1, 2.
Scream for me, Hammersmith.
3.
Oh, you guys are fucking idiots. Oh God. Oh, Alan. could you be any more pedestrian?
It doesn't matter if it's pedestrian. It's all kind of pedestrian when it comes to Maiden.
Yeah,
That's why
it's a
I asked
monster
too.
album.
If I was allowed to pull something different, I would pull the picture disc artwork for Peace of Mind. But Marty nixed that idea, so we'll go with,
it's a good album cover, no doubt
Eddie
about it.
and
My
all the
apologies. My apologies, Professor. Killers, what do you think of it?
What I think of it, this is the most seedy. I mean, I like, what I really like is the victim's hands down here, like the last the few seconds of his life, like clawing to his assailant. I don't know. This just always was Eddie at his most vicious to me, and I like the color scheme. I like the background. I like the way his face looks. Just everything about this art is perfect.
You think that's more malicious than Eddie stabbing Margaret Thatcher in the face? Amateur hour, dickheads. Get out of here, Castillo. Stop it.
I always assumed the Killers was kind of the cleaned up version of that.
Pretty much. I mean, it's the more
Sorry,
detailed.
guys.
It's the more detailed version of that cover for sure.
But also the cleaned up version. I mean, they weren't going to be able to put, Margaret Thatcher being stabbed to death by some kind of zombie on a, major album release at the time.
It's really what you can't see. I mean, the hands here, clinging to his assailant. That's genius.
Guys,
Are they Margaret Thatcher's hands?
Have you guys shown your records yet? Because I haven't done mine.
You can still do it.
Oh, was Castillo? The Castillo was here?
Yeah, he jumped in, the fucking prick. He stumbled out of the sex dungeon long enough to
He graced us with his presence.
yes. My precious.
Give it up. Stop it, asshole. Give it up. He's so ticklish too.
Okay, now it's getting weird.
Yeah, that's what I am with black metal dudes, man. I'm always tickling them just to get a fucking grin out of them. Yeah, no, you asshole, you fucking stole my pick. Yeah, no, this was my pick. That's not Castillo's pick. He doesn't listen to Iron Maiden. He only listens to like two bands. Yeah, no, look, that is nasty. That is nasty. And this is when Maiden was at his. I love Maiden when it has the yellow glow.
Mm-hmm.
I love Diano. I love Diano label. Diano Maiden. Sorry. Duh.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite Maiden as well. Not to be like, because I do love Peace of Mind, and I love how Peace of Mind carried on
Maiden
that
too. But
yeah, but I love how Peace of Mind continued that yellow lighting effect that they had on all their like early. I also love how stupid Eddie looks on the first one. That
yeah.
it looks like he's on like Reach for the Top or some sort of like trivia night.
Yeah.
He has no
I didn't
fucking
like
idea.
I didn't like it when they retouched that cover and tried to change his eyes to make it look better.
No, they tried to computerize it. It was lame.
Alan, I almost lost my mind when they pulled that bullshit.
Yeah.
That is the worst Eddie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That is up there with Final Frontier Eddie.
Yeah, it was after what's Electric Sun?
I'm a big Somewhere in Time Eddie too. I was almost going to pick that, but I had to go with Killers. I had to go with my gut.
Well, Summer in Time Eddie is like, I think was my first Eddie, actually. Yeah.
I think my first run, the one that is kind of just literally etched on the back of my eyeballs, is Seventh Son Eddie, because one of the kids in, I'd have been around 7th grade, had that back patch, and I sat behind him in like health class, and so you're just sitting there for like 45 minutes, like the gym teacher telling you all the horrible things that happen to you if you take PCP. And I'm just like, staring at this kid's, denim jacket where it's like, and it's it's kind of a gruesome picture in a way where it's like, just, half of an Eddie and it's like, holding the entrails and the little, thing trying
and
to
the apple
through the uterus.
The apple.
And it's like, yeah, it was one of those things like, it's kind of gruesome and I can't stop staring at it and it kind of creeps me out, but it's fascinating at the same time. And so that artwork's always stuck with me. It was the first time I fixated on Iron Maiden art.
Well, Chromie, since we're on the Maiden topic, what did you think of the new Maiden?
Oh boy.
I've already stated my thoughts on it. So
I have summer vacation coming up. and I think it's probably going to take maybe a week and a half of it to get through it.
Don't even waste that much time with it.
Listen, am I an asshole to think that's a little bit overrated?
What, the new Maiden? It's it's totally overrated, dude.
I really
praises it. It's so boring. It's so fucking boring. In fact, here it sits. Oop, look at there. Oop, 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 oop.
I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't, because they wanted $79 for a Canadian.
Oh
yeah.
And I was like, it's like 4 albums?
It's so boring, dude. It's so boring.
No, now listen, I thought the videos were really good.
The video was fantastic for that song. The Molly Hatchet song. Very cool video.
Don't start me on Molly Hatchet again. No. Too late for that.
Cool
no, guys, I gotta tell you, I think that the major problem with Iron Maiden is their fans, and they are giving them a fucking pass for this.
They
boring
do. I mean, look at Priest. People crucified them for the Nostradamus albums and shit. Now they came back with Firepower, and it's a good album.
I would take Nostradamus any day from what I've heard from Maiden in the past fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
And Nostradamus is bullshit. I will say, though, the greatest song they ever wrote was Loch Ness. Confess.
Yeah, I've listened to exactly half of the new Iron Maiden album, and I just have no desire to listen to the second half.
There's a couple okay songs, but it's not worth listening to,
There's not enough there to make it worth the effort. I think Jurgen had a comment in one of the videos somewhere and summed it very good. Is it bad? No. But is it good? No.
No. I'm not paying $70.
And that was kind of my thing too. It's just like,
that's why I said, do I need this on LP? No, I'm just gonna get the CD because I gotta have them all because I'm a collector, fucking stupid head scumbag, and I gotta have them all. So I bought it, but it's just like, am I ever gonna listen to it again after this week? No, I'm not.
No, it's really, and for those that are like encouraging Iron Maiden to be this version of Iron Maiden, like, listen, Iron Maiden's. The Iron Maiden we love could never happen again. No, it couldn't. It really couldn't.
You listen to I said in my video. You listen to this song, all these songs. There's 2 discs worth of shit on here. And if you're in the band, do you not like listen to all this and say, "Huh, it's all the same speed"? Maybe you guys remember like Aces High and Be Quick or Be Dead, or anything with an up tempo? Oh, you don't? Me either. Fuck it. This is good enough. Because it's all the same speed. 3-minute long intros, every fucking song. It's like, come on, man. It's like, and all the Maiden fans are saluting it, and they're just enabling them. I mean,
but Iron Maiden fans are like Doctor Who fans.
Yeah.
Like, no, seriously. Like, they're like very like, oh no, it's very progressive. And when people say Iron Maiden is a prog band now,
it's not prog. Prog is way better than that.
Yeah, no, that is like, if that's prog, then I'm going on fucking I'm gonna be an expert on jazz. Because that shit is not progressive. It's the fucking most boring shit in the world.
Yep.
Marty, I liked your description of it in your video. It's lazy river music. You like just lay back in the inner tube, and it's playing in the background as you just slowly drift around in a circle. And again, it's not that it's bad, but there's nothing there that makes you want to hop up out of that inner tube and start swimming or anything. You just lay there and kind of passively listen to it in the background, and
they're like milking their brand. I mean, there's no picture of the band in this CD. There's like 9 different versions of Eddie. I think I miscounted that actually because I forgot to count the disc face. Because it just says Eddie on.
I don't know. I'm very disappointed. I'm extraordinarily disappointed.
Brave New World was a great comeback. I was so psyched. Dance of Death, I like a lot of that record. A Matter of Life and Death, I like half that record. Final Frontier is a shit album. Terrible.
My wife, on our second date, I took her to the Matter of Life and Death tour. And we almost broke up. No. She was very angry and said she had a headache and she did not want to be there. Bruce Dickinson tore up a Bristol board from a child that said "Play Number of the Beast," and he said, we are not." No, actually, he said, "I am not." He used the word "I." I am not a greatest hits band, which
Yes,
was
you are.
yeah,
Sorry,
and
you
the
are.
fact that he said "I," and I walked out and I was devastated, and we almost didn't get married. But yeah, so and Rachel's a huge metalhead. She has Thin Lizzy on her back patch. She loves heavy metal, but that was a very, very bad moment, a dark moment for us. Matter in Life and Death was horrible.
I like some songs on that, but it's too long. At some point, they just, these legacy bands started thinking people need 80 fucking minute long albums. I'm sorry. Metallica thought that. If that new Metallica album, if they cut all the garbage out of it, it might have been a decent album.
Half of that album is good.
I like half of that album.
I like exactly half that album.
I even like the last Metallica album I liked was Death Magnetic. People think I'm stupid for saying that, but I like that album. There's some good riffs on it. Yeah. But Maiden, like 80 fucking 4-minute long album of the same shit over and over is like, oh my God.
I have a feeling I would like A Matter of Life and Death better if they hadn't kept remaking the same album after that over and over again. If they just did that as like a one-time experiment, it might have been interesting and kind of cool. But the fact that after that, it really feels like they just keep revisiting that same formula makes me want to go back and listen to it even less. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's weird.
The thing that got me about the new album, there's like 3 songs where there's like these harmonies that come on, are the same harmonies they've been playing since 2000. It's like they've been playing on the last fucking 4 fucking albums. No one wants to hear that shit anymore.
Other folks have pointed that exact same thing out in their reviews of it. I will.
Oh well. Well, because I'm a scum, and that's why their highest. This is their highest ranking album ever on the Billboard Top 200.
Are you serious? No.
Yeah, because people just buy it because it's Maiden.
Well, there's that, and it doesn't take much, I don't think, to crack the Billboard Top 100 anymore because album sales of everything are so poor.
Album sales are in the shitter. Yeah.
You get any band with a legacy that everyone's going to rush out and buy it during the first week, and you're going to rank somewhere on it. That's a metric that just doesn't mean very much like it did once upon a time.
Do I look again? I got to ask you a question. Do I look like Davis Winchester right now?
No.
I think I do. Guys.
Anyway, we're at the end of our soiree into monsters and metal, and
our monster mash has been mushed.
You doubted it, Marty. You thought it was too broad, and I think we made some memories tonight.
I think we did, and I had a great time tonight. And Philip, thank you so much for joining us on our soiree into the counterculture, or whatever you want to call it.
The macabre.
The journey into mystery.
It's
right there. It's low-hanging fruit. Grab it.
We would absolutely love to have you back, my friend.
I'm coming back. I'm going to. In fact, the episode when I'm not invited, I'm still coming.
Good. So start plotting your next topic because we're going to need you back for sure. And people that are watching, thank you so much for spending your time with us tonight.
Comments have been really, really fun tonight.
It's been a lot of fun tonight, and definitely go and subscribe. Not just check out, subscribe to Chromium Dioxide.
Chromium Dioxide Radio. And if you do, it's going to change your life because what we're doing here is changing. We're reimagining streamcasts. We're magical.
And also, if you're into movies, you should definitely check out Life After Late Fees.
Oh,
that's another Philip video series that is amazing. He has not done it in a while.
No, we had a breakup. We're actually going through our Saxon phase where there's Saxon 1 and Saxon 2.
Right.
And he's going to launch his own Saxon 2 version, but I'm Saxon 1.
Okay.
It's very controversial, Marty.
I actually really like modern power metal Saxon myself, but what do I know?
Well, I fuck him because I'm Saxon 1. Guys, listen, people that hung in there tonight, really, I from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And if you don't subscribe to my show, fuck you. But I really think we should saunter over to Grown Man Record Night tonight and raise hell. Let's raise some. Let's get crazy tonight, kids.
But you know what? We appreciate all of you guys for sticking with us, and the channel is starting to grow. The show's starting to get more attention. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I hate saying that. I sound like a 13-year-old girl, but that's cool.
Don't forget to ring that bell. Don't forget to ring that bell.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. And we really appreciate you guys. And again, Chromium Dioxide Radio. Go check out the show. It's fucking awesome. The best show on YouTube. If you don't think so, you're wrong. Yep, there he is, the BBQtioner himself. His grim shield. But anyway, we're bailing. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great night.
Everybody take care.
Ending.